Around Thomas, and UCF leads. Missed it, tipped, and that's going to do it. The Knights win it. They come back from 8 down in the last 2 minutes of regulation, and they hang on in overtime. A big, big win for Johnny Dawkins and UCF.
Arizona has its opponent for the quarterfinals of the Big 12 men's basketball tournament, the Phillips 66 Big 12 men's basketball tournament. I don't know. Have you ever gotten gas at Phillips 66? Do we even have Phillips 66 here in Arizona? I don't know that we do, because I don't think I've ever gotten gas at Phillips 66. But they are the sponsor of the Big 12 tournament. Arizona, Central Florida, UCF, whatever. That'll be the opponent tomorrow. Oh, gosh. I was kind of hoping we wouldn't play them so I could just not have to deal with the whole Central Florida UCF thing for the next 24 hours.
You're going to get a stern letter from somebody.
I'm probably going to do that. That probably is going to happen. Overtime today at the T-Mobile Center in Kansas City, Missouri. Central Florida comes back and wins it 66-65. Incredible performance by Jamichael Stillwell, 17 points, 15 rebounds. Central Florida trailed by 1 point at the half, got down big in the second half, but rallied to win. Let's hear all of the highlights from that game.
Miller, James, got to get it over, and he did not. He did not get it over in time.
Oh, what a bad mistake by Cincinnati.
Shot clock down to 7. Kugel still going. It goes, and it's back down to 2. A quick 6-0 run for the night.
Jordan Burks basically playing free safety, not putting any pressure on the ball, just to be an added defender on the catch.
Celestine into James. Tipped, stolen. Kugel ties it. And that 8-point lead is gone right now into the final minute. Sean Abayev, who has not played this half, is the inbounder.
Watch the roll to the basket.
Thomas left it short. Might have had a little bit more time to square and release, but left the 3 short, and 40 minutes not enough to decide this one. Stillwell around Thomas, and UCF leads. Missed it, tipped, and that's going to do it. The Knights win it. They come back from 8 down in the last 2 minutes of regulation, and they hang on in overtime. A big, big win for Johnny Dawkins and UCF.
They were down 8 with 2 minutes and 17 seconds to go. They were down as many as 12 points in the second half of that game, but they come back to win. Again, Michael Stillwell coming up big down the stretch. 66-65, the final. That was the second game of the day.
Yeah.
In the Big 12 tournament. The first game, ugh.
I watched the last 5 minutes of this game and overtime, and I will tell you this, that the Cincinnati Bearcats, DK, are not going to want to watch that game film, because the first highlight you heard there was a 10-second violation with about a minute to go in regulation after they had just given up. They had an 8-point lead with 2 minutes to go, like you mentioned. A lot of self-inflicted wounds by the Bearcats down the stretch. The last couple of shots they tried to get off, the final possession of regulation, you got to go watch it. They basically floundered around for 15 seconds until their coach had to call a timeout. And, lo and behold, it's Tony Padilla standing right next to their coach. He called a timeout with 2 seconds left in the game so they could maybe try to draw something up, because they weren't getting anything in their half-court offense. They weren't even going to get a shot at the rim. Tony Padilla didn't call the timeout right away, and they ended up having 0.4 on the clock. So that's what that final desperation shot was. But like I said, Cincinnati made a lot of silly mistakes down the stretch of that game. The final shot by Celestine really had it going on as well. But the final shot that he got off there in the overtime to try to take the lead late was a really rushed shot after sideline near miss turnover. So it was a bit of, chaos down the stretch for the Bearcats. But got to credit UCF. UCF never quit. It ended up being a 12-0 run, 8-0 run to end regulation, first 4 points of overtime. So, yeah, Cincinnati looked like Cincinnati had the ball, had the game in control, DK, if they would have just taken care of the ball and not gotten 10-second violations. But credit the UCF Knights for coming back and Johnny Dawkins.
Just when it looked like it was going to be another epic collapse for Johnny Dawkins and company, this has been as streaky a team as you'll want to find all year long. Let's go back to the fact you'll remember, and Arizona played them early. This is a team that won, I believe it was 11 games in a row, if I'm not mistaken, early in the season. Then they lost Oklahoma State, their first loss in conference play, because they started out conference play by beating 17th-ranked Kansas.
Yeah.
Then they won 2 in a row coming into the game against Arizona at home. Arizona was, of course, number 1 in the country. They lose that game. They go on the road and get their doors blown off by Iowa State by 30, so they lose 2 in a row. Then they turned around and won 3 straight games, beating Colorado, Arizona State, and upsetting number 11 Texas Tech. Then they lost 3 games in a row to Houston, at Cincinnati by 20, and to West Virginia. Then they turned around and won 3 games in a row against TCU, Utah, and BYU on the road by 13 to a 19th-ranked Cougars team. Then they had the most recent 3-game losing streak, in which they lost to the Baylor Bears, Oklahoma State, and West Virginia to close out the season. It looked like they were on their way to an epic 4th straight loss and what might have gone down as one of the worst collapses in the history of the program. And they find a way in the final 2.5 minutes to overcome an 8-point deficit and win it by a point in overtime.
I'll tell you why they're so up and down. 13 new players on a 15-man roster. Only 2 players returned from last year. They had 11 transfers to go along with their 2 freshmen. And as we've talked about all year long, the teams that tend to show that kind of overhaul, when they change so much of the roster year to year, it's really tough to have continuity when you're talking about 13 new players who've never played with each other all coming together. So you'll see some great moments. You'll also see some miscommunication and some lows. So that you want to know why Arizona is so good right now. The 4 freshmen are great, obviously in the rotation. The senior leadership's great, DK. But the number of players who have been in Coach Lloyd's system for a period of time, Johnny Dawkins is a great coach. He's doing his best. But those up and downs, 3-game losing streak, 3-game winning streak, has a lot to do with trying to incorporate so many new faces. I know it's almost been a full season. We're almost done with the regular season's over and the Big 12 tournament's underway. But still, having those new players, you're going to see moments where maybe they're not on the same page in every single game.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. If you saw that game, want to comment, we know the opponent now. UCF will be the Wildcats' first test at the Big 12 men's basketball tournament. That'll come your way at noon on Thursday. Our coverage begins bright and early. Breakfast with us at 8:30 a.m. from Meridian Wealth Management, Arizona Game Day, leading you right up to network coverage with Brian Jeffries and Ryan Hansen tomorrow at 11:30. All right, the first game of the day. Holy moly. Arizona State, we had kind of talked about this yesterday. There was a slim possibility, but a possibility that the Wildcats could get a semifinal date with their rivals if the Sun Devils could get on a little bit of a run under the embattled Bobby Hurley and upset Iowa State and then maybe upset Texas Tech tomorrow. But that did not happen as they lost this game to Iowa State today, 91-42.
Yeah, I decided not to pull highlights from that one, DK. Apparently, it's the second worst loss that ASU's ever had, and the second worst.
Period.
Yeah, period. And the second worst loss in Big 12 history to a 50-point win. So,
wow.
Yeah, it was historic.
49-point loss. I mean, that kind of, we didn't even talk about this yesterday, how UCLA women in the Big Ten championship beat Iowa by 50-plus points. I mean, it's crazy to see these types of games in the conference tournament. I don't know.
will-
I can't even remember teams losing by that many in the conference
I
tournament.
will say it does make sense in that Iowa State has been a top 5 team all year long. And they didn't finish the season very strong. They had back-to-back losses to Texas Tech and Arizona before beating ASU in their regular season finale, DK. But that's a team that it was projected potentially as a number 1 seed going into the NCAA tournament. So, you talk about the senior leadership on that team, Taman Lipsey, first and foremost, they have something to prove to themselves after ending the regular season not on a high note. So not surprised to see that they came out motivated, the Cyclones, to do big things in this tournament. I just didn't think Arizona State would, I don't know, lay down is not the right word, but I didn't think Arizona State was going to take it in a 49-point loss. But you got to give all the credit to Iowa State Cyclones. That's one of the 5-10 best teams in America. And again, they didn't end the season the way they wanted to.
All right, so what is Bobby Hurley's future now that the season is over? Pull me up over here, J-Dub. I want to go back. We didn't play this yesterday, but I wanted to get to it here before. We'll hear also what Bobby had to say today. But here was Bobby yesterday after their win when he was asked to address the stories that had come out that he had already been fired from his job as the head coach at Arizona State.
I talked with the team and we saw the reports. Don't want to hide anything from them, and they're playing for each other. I'm coaching them to the best of my ability. I have not been told anything. So, although the source is reputable, I mean, and a guy that I know. So, but I'm just doing my job and coaching this team and enjoying these moments with this group right now.
Well, I wanted to ask you though. You've got a very close relationship with him. You guys have played hard for him all year. Mm-hmm. How do you guys balance hearing that? Does that make you want to play even harder?
No. We play the same regardless. Next question.
Okay, next question. So more reports today that Bobby's tenure is over.
Mo Odom slipped in a next question before Bobby Hurley even answered that question. Just for the record, I just cut it from the start. So Mo Odom did not want to hear any more questions about Bobby Hurley's tenure at ASU being over.
So U of A grad, the reporter Jeff Goodman, also now reporting today that I think this was today, maybe not. Was that Jeff Goodman? Today,
Norlander.
Norlander.
Yeah, CBS.
From CBS.
Yeah.
Matt Norlander reporting today that Bobby Hurley's tenure with ASU
now,
is expected
his
to be over.
contract's up, so he doesn't have a contract for next season.
Correct.
So it's not a matter of being fired. It's just a matter of whether or not they want to renegotiate for the future. But, yeah the article that I read was basically Mr. Norlander saying that he had been around the building and talked to some people behind the scenes. I don't think there's been an official word yet that we've gotten, but I think the writing's been on the wall for some time. Don't you think we would hear about contract negotiations, or wouldn't the AD step up and say we have full confidence, those kind of statements? So I think we all know what's about to happen, if it hasn't happened already.
Yeah. So we will we'll let you hear what Bobby had to say today in his post-game press conference afterward. J-Dub and I talked about this yesterday on the air. And again, Bobby Hurley, I thought, was great for this rivalry. He was a fiery coach. He got ejected from a number of games throughout the years.
He got ejected from his first game.
Yeah, he got ejected from a number of the games against U of A. He was constantly screaming at officials. I remember being at the one up in Tempe where he was like shouting, walking up the tunnel after being thrown out of the game. So from the entertainment value standpoint, Bobby's been really, really good for this rivalry. So we'll see what happens. There's a lot of names that are starting to pop up. One interesting name, Derek Glosser, who played with James Harden a number of years ago at ASU. Apparently he's now an assistant, I believe, at Santa Clara, because Herb Sendek is supposed to be going to Providence, from what I understand. So he's likely going to be leaving there and heading east. So that might be open up an opportunity for somebody to grab a Derek Glosser, especially if Arizona State wants to bring an alum.
I thought you were about to say Herb Sendek was coming back, because I was like, wasn't Herb Sendek the coach at ASU too? So he's leaving Santa Clara.
He also did some coaching at Providence, so that doesn't mean you can't go back home again.
Yes, very true. He was also the head coach at Miami of Ohio.
Yeah. How about that right there? Interesting. I don't know if you read that article. We'll maybe get into this later in the show. really great article from CBS Sports just about how Miami of Ohio is trying to position their athletic department as one of the top in the group of five, and the money that they're pouring into it. There are a lot of well-oiled alums that come out of the Miami of Ohio.
Oh, yeah.
So there's plenty of money floating around Southern Ohio, Cincinnati. I can't count the number of people that I knew when I lived in Cleveland who were Miami of Ohio grads. So there are a lot. It's a very attractive school to a lot of kids throughout the state of Ohio. And so there's a lot of money, folks that are making big money that came out of that school that are starting to give back and put that school in a position where they can be successful in all of their sports.
I mean, doesn't Ben Roethlisberger have a bunch of money from his NFL time? That's where he played.
You would think Ben has a lot of money. I don't know how much of that money he's donating or putting into NIL or whatever or not, but he's definitely got it for sure.
Didn't one of the Harbaughs go there too?
Possibly.
I think John.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where John Harbaugh went to college.
Yeah, I think he did. I'll look it up.
All right, DK on the sports tip. We had a lot going on today. Busy day, a lot to talk about, really. How about the United States baseball team, hanging on by a thread after their loss last night to Italy? We'll get into that. And our guy, Mark DeRosa, I always have loved Mark DeRosa, but he said some things yesterday he probably should not have said. DK on the sports tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together. With some slowdowns for travel, mild slowing for westbound I-10 approaching Ruthroff. Some backups on westbound Speedway Boulevard approaching and passing Main Avenue. We got rush hour traffic and also road work on Speedway west of Main Avenue. 54 the overnight low, 87 sunny tomorrow, and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Do you need your home repiped? Having trouble with your water heater? Leaking toilet? Have you ever thought about an instant recorded seweroscopy? Then call Economy Plumbing Service at 885-3510. Because if water goes through it or to it, we do it. Economy Plumbing, 885-3510.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me.
Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you.
You look like you were a million miles away.
I've been reading this book.
How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification.
It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens.
And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling?
AlaskanAC.com.
Schedule now.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
The Target, 422 Maple Drive. No tripped alarms, no broken windows. While you were sleeping, they made off with $50,000 in equity, and they didn't even use a getaway car.
Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Don't let termites turn your equity into sawdust. We stop the heist before the damage is done. Call 520-201-2000 for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, termites.
Life's busy. Errands, kids, work, the I-10 grind. Who's got time to sit at a detail shop? That's why Recon Auto Detailing comes to me. Mobile detailing keeps my car spotless without losing a minute of my day.
From mobile washes to in-shop ceramic coatings, tint, and paint protection, we're Tucson's one-stop shop for keeping your ride looking new. Convenience, care, confidence, that's Recon Auto Detailing. Ceramic Pro West, Tucson.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
Advantage Air Mechanical, the team you can trust. Call 792-9400.
When it comes to the comfort and indoor air quality of your home and office, Advantage Air Mechanical has you covered. Breathing healthy air and having reliable air conditioning is important. If you or someone you know is in need of air conditioning services or a new system installation, we're here to help. Advantage Air Mechanical, 792-9400. AZROC 214570.
En garde! Ever wanted to try an Olympic sport but think you're too old, too out of shape, too busy, or that those sports are just too unsafe? Think again. Fencing is taking the nation by storm, and it's a safe, fun, engaging sport that's perfect for everyone. Any age, any skill level. Classes are safe, active, engaging, and community-driven. No experience needed, and most clubs offer loaner gear for beginners. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, helping you beat the books with Westwood One Sports. Yesterday, we liked Houston to cover against Toronto in pro basketball because Toronto is not good against good teams. Houston ended up winning and covering the spread. Tonight, Toronto is on the road at New Orleans and is a short road favorite. New Orleans is bad, and that means Toronto can be good. We'll lay the short price with Toronto in New Orleans. Bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. They say you don't want to be the man who replaces the man. And that has lived to be incredibly true for the Syracuse basketball program as they, speaking of coaches getting fired, they have fired everybody. Their third-year coach, Adrian Autry, and his entire staff is out. The Syracuse Athletics Department has also parted ways with general manager Alex Klein. He is out. So everybody is out at Syracuse after 3 straight NCAA tournaments, 3 straight years, I should say, without any appearances in the NCAA tournament, coming off the legendary era of one Jim Boeheim. So probably no shockers there. Syracuse has not been good for a number of years, and that is too proud of a program with too many, speaking of deep-heeled alums, to let that continue.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny how common that is, DK, where there's one coach synonymous with that program. It almost happened to UConn, right? I mean, and then Coach Ollie, had caught fire in a bottle and found a way to win a national championship. Then he was let go. And obviously, one of the Hurley brothers had great success there. But the schools like Syracuse, where it's just Boeheim for three decades.
Yeah.
And Tom Izzo at Michigan State, like that kind of thing. I think we all kind of knew Duke was going to land on their feet after Coach K retired. But some schools, even Arizona after Coach Olson, was no longer a part of the program. You wonder if you can maintain that level of quality that they've had such a long time. Indiana is a good example more recently as well. But yeah, Syracuse, they have a very proud fan base, the largest arena in all of college basketball, and they expect to win games there. They expect to go to the NCAA tournament. They expect to get wins.
If you are a Syracuse alum, I know there's a few out here in Southern Arizona. Want to hear from you today. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Arizona and UCF will be the game tomorrow for your Wildcats as they open up play in the Big 12 tournament. Let's go to the phone lines and hear from our guy up in Phoenix. His name is Paul. You're on Meridian Wealth Management. Actually, no, you're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290. That's tomorrow.
David, I don't mean to call in 2 days in a row like this, but I just wanted
Well,
to.
you may. I don't know, man. You might not be able to call tomorrow, Paul. You know, I have my strict 2 day in a row rule.
I know. Well, then this might be worth it. I'd like you and J-Dub and everybody just kind of bow your heads for a second. Can we have just a quick moment of silence for one Bobby Hurley? Okay, that's long enough. Okay, so let's move on. Let's move on.
Good one, Paul.
And I do hope that they take they get that guy. I think he's from Santa Barbara, UC Santa Barbara, Glasser.
Oh, is he at Santa Barbara?
I think he's Santa Barbara. I may be wrong. But if he's endorsed by James Harden, by all means, do it. Let him get trapped in mediocrity longer, as long as they want. That'll be good. And I'll close with this. I was very nervous. I told my friend in New Orleans, I said, I'm nervous about playing Cincinnati, but now I don't have to worry about Cincinnati. Cincinnati, I look at them, it reminds me of Bob Huggins. Bob Huggins back in those days. Cincinnati, very talented, very athletic, but just never really quite had the basketball smarts. So therefore, they're out watching, and Central Florida is going to be our next match. It's going to be a good game tomorrow. So, guys, thanks for letting me have a little bit of fun on behalf of our good friend Bobby. He will be missed. He will be missed. I don't know. I'm sure J-Dub has it at the ready. J-Dub, what was his record against Arizona in his 11 years? Do you know?
Little to a lot. Yeah, I mean,
okay.
I don't have the official number in front of me. I could easily look that up, but yeah, I think it was something around 20%. 20%, something like that.
Okay, well, yeah, that's why he's looking for a job right now. Guys, bear down.
All right.
Talk to you tomorrow.
Thank you. All right. You kept it close, short enough, Paul. I may let you call tomorrow after the game.
Awesome. What a nice guy.
Derek Glosser is indeed an assistant coach at UC Santa Barbara. I think I said Santa Clara, but Santa Barbara obviously played with James Harden for 2 seasons, so he'd have been here. I probably saw him play because I was here 8-9 was my first year here, and that was the year that I saw James Harden play. And Gloucester would have been on those teams. That was the good team.
Yeah, no, I think Harden was 4-0 if I remember correctly. Because at the same time Harden was up there, Arizona was having a bit of turmoil down here as well. Paul, it's 4-18 is the official record for Bobby Hurley versus the Arizona Wildcats. 4-18.
And of course, or maybe you don't, that obviously if Gloucester is an assistant at Santa Barbara, that means that he is on the staff of one Joe Pasternak, who spent a number of years as the one of the lead assistants with Sean Miller.
While we're on the subject of former Arizona Wildcat coaches, did we mention Damon?
I think we did the day you were not here. We mentioned that he was no longer employed.
Yeah, got let go.
Yeah, absolutely. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Let's go back to Kansas City right now and hear a little bit of the post-game remarks from one Bobby Hurley in what is likely his final game as head coach of the Arizona State Sun Devils.
Coach Hurley is joining us now. Mo Odom and Alan McCoba will be joining us shortly. Coach, you want to get us started with some general comments about the game?
We just didn't come out great, obviously, to start. We weren't physical enough in the early stages of the game. They really swarmed us. We got the ball, in some really tough areas of the floor against a really good defensive team, and you just can't afford to do that. We never really gave ourselves a chance, and we. This matchup obviously is not a good one for us because we've been one of the best teams in the Big 12 at taking care of the ball, minus obviously Saturday, and then this game. The physicality of their team is different than I've ever seen, and they're really on a string on defense. They rotate for each other. They do a very good job at that end of the floor, and we had a hard time dealing with it.
Okay, please remember to raise your hand. Give us your name and affiliation. Okay, let's go in the front row here on the right.
Hey, Coach. Luke Lundler, Sun Devil Source. Just talking to Mo, and he called this team relentless. He said he wanted you to be remembered by the fans, and when he wants the fans to think that you're relentless. How are you going to remember this team?
It was a pleasure to coach these guys, and they cared. They played their hearts out for me every game. They showed up to practice with a good attitude and worked hard and cared about each other. And those are the things that, as a coach, you have tremendous appreciation for. The guys that we put together were, a lot of underdog type of guys. Mo Odom's story is an amazing story. What Alan McCabe, my senior to my left, has had to overcome in his life, with diabetes and still playing at this level and going through that on a daily basis. I mean, these kids have tremendous character. They fought for each other all year. We had the 10th hardest schedule in college basketball this year. So we played a lot of good basketball teams. We played a lot of quad 1 and quad 2 games. And for us to have a winning record, I think these guys should be proud of that, considering just how good this league is and some of the things we're able to do in a non-conference. So I'm very pleased with them, and I'll always have fond memories of coaching these guys.
Is there any consideration about going back to the Crown this year after last year?
Once again, I have not had any conversations with our administration about postseason and what that looks like.
Here on the front row on the left.
Michelle Gardner, Arizona Republic. This is for the players. Can you kind of talk about what was the highlight for you guys this season? And obviously both of you guys being newcomers, can you talk about what you most got out of your basketball experience this year?
The highlight of this season, I can't just single out one multiple thing. It was multiple things that was super fun during the season. Getting some upset wins, spending time with each other in Hawaii, even going through the losing streak and bouncing back as a team when we could have gave up. And yeah, I can't really single out one single highlight throughout the year. And what I learned in my 4 years of playing basketball is basketball game is never over to 0-0-0 on the clock. You gotta have a strong mental for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 months. Your mental gotta be as strong as you could be, because it will get rocky, it will get hard, and to be honest, nobody is coming to save you. So you gotta figure that out on your own, and that's just what I learned. I learned a lot of life lessons in college.
Personally, I just had the opportunity to be with one of the greatest right here, Bobby Hurley. Always been a fan, He changed my life in a lot of aspects. I couldn't even tell what it is exactly, but it's a blessing for me. It's just a blessing for me to be a part of this team, everything we went through, the way coaching. I mean, it was just amazing this year. I got nothing else to say about that.
Okay, let's go on the left side, second row.
Chancellor Johnson, Big 12 Conference. Bobby, you've never really shied away from the reports regarding your future. 11 years is a long time. If this is the last time you coach Arizona State, what has it meant for you to represent this program?
It's been a long road. It's been a special time. I have two of my kids graduated from ASU. I've had the opportunity to coach some fantastic young men, and had some terrific moments over the years. And it's a great university, great administration, my president, and I'm not sure what's going to happen, because I don't know. I haven't spoken directly about my future next year to this point, but I don't have any regrets. I laid it out on the line to the best that I could every night. So I told the guys I did, and I know they did it for each other this year, and I did it, until the last buzzer sounded.
All right, that was Bobby Hurley and the Arizona State Sun Devils. Interestingly enough, that last question was asked by Chancellor Johnson, who is a TV reporter down in Houston. You've seen him probably on some of the Big 12 stuff. He was doing some of the side player interviews during Big 12 Media Day back in November. He is a graduate of the Cronkite School at Arizona State University. He was probably a student at, because I think he's young enough, a student at ASU when Bobby Hurley was the coach there. So a young man who probably knows that program inside out, asking that question.
What happens if he leads a university?
What happens if he leaves?
Yeah, then he's Chancellor, right?
Oh, Chancellor. That's true. Yeah, I never thought about that. Chancellor Johnson. Yeah, that would be the case if he ever if this broadcasting thing doesn't work out.
Great
he
opportunity.
Decides to
Great opportunity.
Become an academic. Yeah, absolutely. You heard the one reporter ask Bobby if they would consider playing in the Crown. So that's another one of the ancillary college basketball tournaments that goes on during the postseason. That's the College Basketball Crown, and it's played in Las Vegas at a couple of venues. It's at T-Mobile Arena. It's also at the MGM Garden Arena, which was the longtime home of the Pac-12 men's basketball tournament. Now, last year there were 16 teams in this tournament, and Nebraska won it. Of course, Nebraska is one of the best teams in college basketball this year. This year, though, there will be only 8 teams that will play in the Crown tournament. So I don't know if the belief was that maybe Arizona State might be a good draw because they're close. Fans might come up to Las Vegas to see their team play one more time under Bobby Hurley. So we'll see. I mean, that certainly is a possibility if the university thought that was beneficial to them to play a few more games, then maybe they accept that bid.
Last year was the first year they did it, and it's a Big 12 affiliated.
Right.
So last year every Big 12 team played in it. Last year, ASU, Cincinnati, Colorado, UCF, and Utah all competed in the postseason Crown. They were not. They just put it all together kind of haphazardly at the last minute last year. I'm sure there's a lot of planning went into it. No disrespect, but I knew that they were going to make changes to this year's. But I do know that initially there was a Big 12 affiliation, so they would prioritize teams from the Big 12 that did not make it to the NCAA tournament to take them to Vegas to play in the Crown postseason. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly I can't find any information about this year going down to 8 and whether or not there will be a large contingent of Big 12 teams, but that would be the reason why you would wonder if ASU would be involved, because I think all the teams last year that didn't make the NCAA tournament were invited.
Yeah, last year they had, it was 2 automatic qualifiers from the Big East, 2 from the Big 10, 2 from the Big 12, and then they had 10 at-large teams. But yeah, I'm not seeing any information in terms of how that makeup will be for this year.
It's a NIL tournament.
Right.
Prize pool, NIL situation.
There you go. All right, DK on the Sports Tip. Much more coming up for you straight ahead. Want to hear from you. 520-848-1290. Is this the end for one Bobby Hurley? How do you feel about UCF being the opponent for the Arizona Wildcats? Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With some backups for eastbound I-10 approaching Emparita Road, road work and expect slowdowns on Grant Road east of Country Club to Swan. You could use FEMA instead. Also picked up a wreck reported Thornydale and Linda Vista and Thornydale. 54 the overnight low, 87 and sunny tomorrow, and 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio, 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Progressive Commercial Insurance flexes to fit your business's needs. From quick repairs to adjustable coverages and even payment options, Progressive Commercial makes it easy to get what you need. Quote today in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
Tucson, get ready. Championship golf is back. The Cologuard Classic by Exact Sciences tees off March 20th through the 22nd at La Paloma Country Club and the Westin La Paloma Resort and Spa. PGA Tour champions battle it out for the legendary Conquistadors Helmet Trophy. And it's all for a great cause, benefiting colorectal cancer awareness and youth sports. Don't miss it. March 20th through the 22nd. Get your tickets now at CologuardClassic.com.
Hi guys, I'm back. What's new?
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio.
All the Scratch and Dent merchandise has its own new studio.
There were so many Scratch and Dent discounted items. Now they have a place of their own.
I love it. A whole Scratch and Dent studio right next to Tucson Appliance. They don't look like Scratch and Dent,
but it shows in the low prices.
Tucson Appliance Scratch and Dent Studio. Proud local supporters of the Southern Arizona Heart Ball. Only at Tucson Appliance, where you are a priority.
Ugh, no, not the sink. Not now.
Plumbing issues can put your life on pause. But with anytime emergency scheduling, the neighborly Done Right promise, and more, Mr. Rooter Plumbing will have your life flowing again in no time.
All fixed. Much better.
Mr. Rooter is proud to cheer on the Cats. Mention this ad for 10% off any plumbing service. A win for the whole family. Bear down, Arizona.
Mr. Rooter Plumbing, a neighborly company.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thana Ogden Nation.
Start your day with Drake C. Toll.
I'm Drake Toll, on the air from 6 a.m. to 9 Eastern, getting you to work every day. To do that with Westwood One, the Oxford University of Names in Sports Media. Buckle up.
Then Black and Abdallah.
That shot was insane.
Is that what you would say on the air?
You're the play-by-play guy.
Abdallah being testy. All right, here we go.
And Westwood One Sports Night.
Stay on the line, get on the call, talk about whatever you want. That's what we're doing on Westwood One Sports Night.
Westwood One Sports Talk. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Miami Heat beat the Washington Wizards 150-129 last night. Bam Adebayo scored 83 points. This was not a competitive game at the end. The Heat were trying to get Bam past Kobe's number of 81. And why were the Wizards fouling him late? 83 looks cool in the box score, but if you watched it, it didn't feel as impressive. I'm Chris Black.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
It's your time to shine. This is Desert Diamond Casino, the spot with Arizona's only hometown sportsbook, the hottest slots and tables, and off-the-charts energy you won't find anywhere else. Here, there's always a fun-filled, action-packed, downright unforgettable night right around the corner. So let your hair down, turn the sparkle all the way up. It's time to live the diamond life. Desert Diamond Casino.
An enterprise of the Thorna Organization.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
The Miami Heat beat the Washington Wizards 150-129 last night. Bam Adebayo scored 83 points. This was not a competitive game at the end. The Heat were trying to get Bam past Kobe's number of 81. And why were the Wizards fouling him late? 83 looks cool in the box score, but if you watched it, it didn't feel as impressive. I'm Chris Black.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be a million miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being a million miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, you heard in that Sports Minute just a few seconds ago, they were talking about what happened last night in the National Basketball Association. A performance, an all-time performance by Miami's Bam Adebayo.
I mean, if anybody was listening to the show yesterday, DK, they would have known. Because I broke that news when he had 31 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
He averages 19 on the season, for those who don't know. So when he had 31 in the first quarter, we came out of an interview, and I was like, guys, by the way, Bam Adebayo's got 31 in the first quarter. That's unusual. That's the third most points ever scored in an NBA quarter, behind Kevin Love's 34 and Klay Thompson's 37. So 31 in the first was already a story.
And he would go on to blow up even more. Let's hear some of the highlights.
And in game number 66 of the regular season, off we go, gang, on another Miami Heat NBA adventure. To the paint, good reach in by Summer. Now Bam takes advantage. Euro steps in for the flip. 7 points in a row. Mitchell cross court for the Bam three. Yes. What a first quarter for Bam Adebayo. Rebound picked off the deck by Larson. You just never know what's in store. Yes, sir! How about some more? A 30-point first quarter. There he is again. 52 for Bam, and a timeout for Brian Keefe, who walks to midcourt, shaking his head in disbelief. Here's Bam. Got fouled. It goes. 69 for Bam. Into Bam. Yes! And a foul! What? 80 points. You will remember this game for the rest of your lives. 81. He has tied the late Kobe Bryant for the second highest scoring game in the history of the NBA. 83 points for Bam Adebayo. He will come out of the game and hear it from the crowd. One of the great games in the history of basketball.
Only one other gentleman has scored more, and that would be the legendary Hall of Famer, the late Wilt Chamberlain, who scored 100. You heard the name Kobe Bryant, who famously scored 81 in a game. Bam Adebayo, 83 points last night for the Miami Heat in a 150-129 win over the lowly Washington Wizards.
Just to correct whoever that was in the sports report, because a lot of the hosts here do NFL 95% of their talk, and they don't really know much about anything else. What happened was Bam had 31 in the first. He got to 50, and Eric Spoelstra, a surefire first ballot Hall of Fame coach when he retires, decided they were going to try to push that number as high as possible. So it's very disingenuous. If a team comes out, DK, and says, I'm going to get my guy 50 shots tonight before the ball is tipped, that's a little tilting of the scales. You got your thumb on the scale there. If a guy in the flow of the offense has it going, do you know what his teammates do? They look for him.
Yeah.
They try to feed him the ball. That's how basketball works. If it just keeps going and going and going, at what point? We all remember Kobe's famous 60 points. He didn't play the fourth quarter. And how many points could he have had if he played the fourth quarter of that game? There are games like that, DK. And then there are games where, you know what Bam Adebayo's career high was before last night? 41. 41 points. So obviously, if he gets to 50, obviously when he breaks LeBron's Heat scoring record, which he did during that process, Coach Spoelstra and his teammates just wanted to see how far they could push that number. Now, in the fourth quarter, the Wizards were triple teaming Bam Adebayo. You know why? Because they don't want to be that footnote in the record books. Nobody wants to be the team that somebody scored as many points as Wilt Chamberlain or any of those greats did. You don't want to have your name as associated with that record. So obviously, they weren't just all backing off and saying, how many points can we let Bam have? That's completely disingenuous. That's not what happened. However, I mean,
but I'll ask this: Why would you be? It's one thing to play defense; it's another thing to keep fouling him down the stretch.
Yeah, no, I mean that's their coaches' decisions and how they're doing things. I will say, like the 43 free throw attempts is an NBA record.
Yeah,
no player has ever shot as many free throws as Bam Adebayo did in yesterday's game. To me, it's really the margin, right? So if you're talking about a game where your team is up by 20. And you still have your star player in the game in the last couple of minutes, that's a little odd, right? But it was on the precipice of him getting to 65 and then 70 and 75. And, bro, he's got 80. He's like 1 point away from Kobe. And at that point, they were just trying to get past Kobe.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Bam Adebayo came into the NBA as a defender and a lob threat. Defender and a lob threat, not an offensive weapon whatsoever. What is he, like 27, 28? He's still a young guy. The amount of work he's put into his offensive game, nobody thought 5 years ago that Bam Adebayo would ever be an offensive threat in the NBA. A really, really good defensive player and a really great athlete. But knocking down all the threes, he took 20 threes, by the way.
Yeah.
40 field goals, 40 free throws, and 20 threes. So clearly they were trying to get those numbers elevated as much as possible. It's not quite the same as missing a shot on purpose to try to get yourself a triple-double, right? Let's put it that way. But it's really, I think, on the coaching staff and on his teammates at some point, when you've got Kobe's famous 81 is just a number people know. People recognize that. Now, the debate today has been, why would you sully Kobe's name? And Bam Adebayo's nowhere near as good an offensive. Of course, he's not as good an offensive player as Kobe Bryant. Are you kidding me? I mean, Bam Adebayo isn't even known as an offensive player to begin with. He just had it going in the first quarter, 31 points on great efficiency within the flow of the offense in the first quarter. Teammates kept looking for him. Those numbers kept growing. And by the fourth quarter, they were just trying to get that number as high as possible.
20 of 43 from the field. He made 7 of those 23s. He was 36 of 43 from the line. 83 points for Bam Adebayo, who did it in front of his mom, did it in front of his female, the legendary women's basketball player, Asia Wilson. And after the ball game, Asia joined him on the podium as he spoke about his historic night.
You now have the highest game among active players in the NBA. The person sitting next to you has the WNBA, tied for the WNBA scoring record, and the most among active players in the WNBA. Just how do you both sort of process the events of this evening?
Well, she's been gone for like a week. She was complaining about how I got my 10,000 point and how she wanted me to wait. So to have 83, the first game she's here is very special. The behind the scenes and the workouts and the conversations, they're very motivating. And obviously you see what she does and you get inspired every day by that. So I'm thankful to have her in my life. She's gonna cry, by the way.
No, I'm not.
Okay. Can you just?
Yeah.
Somebody said that you were in the tunnel and didn't want to go out when he was rolling in the first half.
Dang.
And,
I have eyes everywhere.
Oh yeah. Did you get out? I mean, I know you got out there, obviously, but did you just not want to throw off the car? I mean, what was it like when you got out there finally?
Yeah, I was hiding a little bit, only because, I don't know, I just got nervous. Because like Bam said, I mean, I see the countless hours that he puts in. I see the early morning workouts, the questioning, the self-doubt. I see all that. And so for him to be thriving so well in that space during that time, I didn't want to mess up any mojo because we are two of the most routine people ever. And I'm just like, all right, if I'm not in my seat, he's doing pretty well. And I remember I sat down and you missed your free throw and I was like, all right, let me go back to the bag. But at the same time, I knew I wanted to just be there to show my support. But this has been an incredible game, obviously, but journey for Bam. Witnessing it firsthand, the highs and the lows of it, it's been so much fun. And I know he says that I'm his inspiration, but I don't think he has a clue how much he inspires me to continue to be the person that I am, but to show up for him. That's my biggest goal, is always just to be present and show up for him. And I was a little mad that you got your 10K and I wasn't here, but you made up for it. And I'm grateful that God is really just really special for him, and God doesn't play about Bam.
Ben, can you just kind of talk about just taking in a moment like this? Because I saw afterwards, obviously, hugging Spo and the players, your mother, and of course now here. And can you just kind of talk about what that's like? I mean, that must be really hard as well.
Like I said, man, came into this league as a defender and a lob threat, and I really got emotional. It didn't hit me until like I hugged her and then I hugged my mom, because those two, and then obviously my trainers, Ronnie Taylor, Kevin Graves, even Karan Butler, and those are the emotional moments because they see me, at my lowest behind the scenes. They've seen me like at the lowest, at the bottom of the bottom, trying to figure out how to really pick myself up. And, to have this moment and share it with all of them, it's a pretty emotional moment. Like I said, I wish I could relive it twice. So this is a special moment. It's Wilt, me, then Kobe, which sounds crazy.
It does sound crazy.
Again, for a non-offensive guy who's never had an offensive reputation.
Yeah.
Right? That is crazy.
520-848-1290 is the number if you want to get in on that. If you're a Heat fan, what'd you like about what you saw from your guy, Bam Adebayo, last night? That's so cool that he was up there with his lady, who's equally as impressive a basketball player as he is. And they were talking about how they do it and how they do it side by side. So cool to hear those two talk about each other in that realm right there.
Yeah, she's only the 4-time WNBA MVP in the last 5 years. So.
Absolutely. DK on the Sports Tip, we're way past our exit time. We'll come back and have a whole lot more. It's hour number 2. We'll hear from Jaden Bradley. He spoke to Big 12 Network. We'll hear from a little bit of what he had to say. Also, I promised you that you would get an explanation of the glass floor. I didn't get that to you yesterday, so we will get that to you today. DK on the Sports Tip. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. With some backups for eastbound I-10 approaching Emparita Road, road work and expect slowdowns on Grant Road east of Country Club to Swan. You could use Pima instead. Also picked up a wreck reported Thornydale and Linda Vista and Thornydale. 54 the overnight low, 87 and sunny tomorrow, and 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic and weather together.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Drats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, fighting high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Barn, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
So hot. Hi, can I help you?
Good afternoon. We're with Goodfellas AC Rapid Response Team.
But I didn't call yet.
That's how fast we are, man.
Just as I thought, this AC is out.
No, we're not gonna lose it. Come on. Come on. Don't you die on me.
Johnson, get a hold of yourself. Sorry, we take this very seriously.
Wow, you fellas are good.
It's not just a name, ma'am.
It's who we are kind of thing.
Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. Goodfellasac.com.
Broadway in Tucson presents the 20th anniversary season featuring 7 Tucson premieres, including Disney's Beauty and the Beast, Hell's Kitchen, Moulin Rouge, The Wiz, Back to the Future, Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and more. Secure your signature season tickets today and get the best seats at the lowest prices. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your 2025-2026 season tickets today.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez at Meridian Wealth Management, and one of the hardest things I witness is when someone passes and they hadn't updated their beneficiaries properly beforehand. We all experience change in our lives, marriage, divorce, kids, and we work very hard for what we have. Leaving your legacy exactly the way you desire is important. This is your reminder to review all of your beneficiary designations today and at least annually. Seek guidance if you need it. Call our office at 520-719-1433 for more information.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Tuned to DK on the Sports Tip weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, it is now official coming out of Tempe, Arizona. The Bobby Hurley tenure is over at the Arizona State University. Bobby Hurley, the longtime men's basketball head coach, 11 seasons leading the Sun Devils. Athletics director Graham Rossini, in the last hour, sent out a statement saying that men's basketball head coach Bobby Hurley will not have his contract extended. Bobby Hurley has made incredible contributions to the sport of basketball, and that certainly includes many memorable moments during his time as our head coach. While we will not be extending his contract, we are so grateful for the 11 years that Coach Leslie, Cameron, Sidney, Bobby Jr., and he spent with us at ASU. We wish Coach well moving forward. We are thankful for his leadership while at ASU. That was 11 seasons, 185 and 167 record, second winningest coach in the history of the program behind the legendary Ned Walk, who led the program for some 26 years between 1957 and 1982, winning 406 games. So Bobby Hurley's tenure officially now over. We'll circle back to that and let you hear. We let you hear a little bit earlier from Bobby, just describing his tenure. We'll let you hear that again, and as well as with the players, we're also asked about what his tenure how his tenure should be framed as the head coach. We'll come back and let you hear that as well.
By the way, Braden Smith, the senior from Purdue,
yes,
right now is 65 assists away from breaking Bobby Hurley's all-time NCAA record, which could happen in the next 3 weeks.
Yeah, 10 assists a game.
Which has stood since 1993. If there might be some insult to injury here.
Yeah. Well, again, records are made to be broken, but that is one heck of a record that he still has there for dropping dimes in college basketball.
Played in a lot of Final Fours.
Sure. Yeah. 520-848-1290. Want to hear from you. Thoughts on that? Bobby Hurley out as the head coach at Arizona State men's basketball. We kind of knew that that's probably going to be the direction that Graham Rossini was going to go. Kind of a reset. New AD, wants his own guy in there, obviously. Wants to try to maybe get that program back on point where they can, maybe if they like to dream and start believing that they can compete with the University of Arizona, but that's probably never going to happen. They can sit on the fact, though, that they won the first baseball game last night.
Better than 4-18, anyway.
There you go. Arizona State baseball knocked off the Wildcats last night by a score of 10-4, and it was. But we had that game right here on Wildcats Radio 1290. Brody Dryden on the call. It was the bottom of the fourth that was key in the Sun Devils breaking open, I should say, a tight game.
4 2/3 against the Wolverines as the runner goes. The 1-2 is swung on. Well hit out to right field. Dan Zeisen goes back to the wall, and it's out of here. A home run for Dean Toigo will put Arizona State back on top here in Phoenix. A 2-run shot out to the deep part of right field. Colin McKinney was finding his stride in the second and third innings, but allowing 3 hits in a row, including a 2-run homer. Is into recipe for success as Zavorek lines one out to left center field. That'll drop for a base hit. Smaldino comes around. He will score as McIntyre's throw in won't be in time. It's a double with an RBI attached to it for Beckett Zavorek to extend Arizona State's lead, now 4-1 over Arizona. So strike one, and now the 0-1. Hairston rips this one out to deep right field, over Dan Zeisen and out of here. Another home run for the Sun Devils here in this inning. Landon Hairston showing why he is considered to be maybe the most dangerous hitter in the Big 12 Conference.
Landon Hairston, the latest from the Hairston baseball family. Dad Scott obviously played high school baseball here in Tucson at Canyon Del Oro High School, many years in the major leagues. His uncle Jerry, obviously a major leaguer. Dad and grandpa also major leaguers. Dad Jerry Sr. played with my uncle in Chicago. I've told that story a number of times, how my uncle mentored Jerry Hairston when he came up to the big leagues in the early 70s. Sam Hairston, I've told that story before. I would sit in the dugout and talk to Sam Hairston when I was in AA ball, broadcasting in AA ball, and he would be a fixture around the ballpark down in Birmingham every year when we'd go in there, and loved sitting and talking baseball with the legendary Sam Hairston back in the day. This is the latest one.
I think they're third in the family tree of MLB families. Because you got the Guerreros, right?
Yeah.
And the Alous.
Right.
And then the Hairstons.
Right.
Right there. 9.
Yeah.
9 players from the
Landon
Harrison
likely going to be the next in that generation. Think about that. That's 4 generations of big leaguers. I mean, you can put the Boones there. You got, although that's 2 generations, dad
7,
and sons.
Yeah, 7 in the first and 4 coming. Right.
Yeah.
There's more on the way.
Right. But that's incredible. 4 generations of guys of I don't know that Sam played in the big leagues. He played in the Negro Leagues, but still professional ball players and 3 generations that played in the big leagues. That's pretty impressive for sure. So 10-4 was the final. At that point in the game, the Wildcats were down by a score of 5-1, but they would crawl back 2-on in the 6th inning, and Roman Myers at the plate.
First strike 2. So it was a 3-0 count. Now 3 balls, 2 strikes for Roman Myers, Arizona's starting catcher tonight. Myers was in concussion protocol for a few games earlier this season. Since been out, sharing time behind home plate with Bo Sylvester. Alba is set, and the 3-2 pitch is well hit out to left field. Hairston goes back at the warning track, and that's way out of here. Roman Myers with a towering home run, a 3-run shot for the catcher, and he's looking comfortable here in Phoenix. Roman Myers gets the Wildcats back within 2 with a huge 3-run homer here at Phoenix Municipal Stadium.
It was 6-4 at that point. Woo. But the Sun Devils would tack on a run in the 6th, a run in the 7th, and 2 in the 8th to win it 10-4. And they take the first game of the 5-game series, Territorial Cup series, over the Wildcats. They'll play the 3-game Big 12 series down here in Tucson coming up in early April.
Didn't start out great because I believe they hit the first 2 batters.
Yeah. Colin McKinney, 2 hit batters. 3 innings. Did not walk a batter, though. That's good, and that's one of the things we talked about is keeping those walks down. 3 innings, though, 4 earned runs, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, no walks for Colin, who drops to 0-3 on the season. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Third member of our team is here. Her name is Cricket.
What's up?
Cricket, we got to come up with a name for your quotables. Now,
okay.
Have you thought of a good name? Cricket says, or Cricket quotes, or maybe we'll come up with like 3 or 4, and then we'll put it out to a vote, like we question of the day vote.
Okay, can we sleep on this?
Wait, Deep Thoughts from remember Deep Thoughts in Saturday Night Live? Deep Thoughts from Jack Handy.
We do, yeah.
Deep Thoughts.
It's got to be an alliteration. Right?
From Cricket.
I don't know how deep.
Or we can just go off the top of your hat there. True Religion with Cricket.
Will we get in trouble?
No, this is my show.
Okay, well, True Religion's a brand of jeans.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But anybody could say True Religion. It could mean anything.
Exactly. It can mean anything.
It's not like
right?
Jordache jeans or something,
And Bad Religion's a
Did you have a pair of Jordache back in the day?
Probably.
Yeah.
I think maybe I was more of a Levi gal. I don't know. I don't know.
I did have some Jordache. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah. That was a good jean.
I've never owned designer jeans in my life.
Never.
Never once.
Wow.
It's time.
Nah, it's like as long as it fits and is it comfortable, it's all that matters.
All right, Cricket, do you have something intelligent and theological for us? This on your first. This is your first one.
Okay, this is my first
Your
one.
first
so
one.
I'm kind of a little unclear. You kind of said just anything.
Anything.
It could
be
be
anything.
like
It
a
can be-
verse from the Bible.
It
It could be
whatever you want. This is your platform.
So this is a test run. I want you to tell me.
Okay.
This is short.
Okay,
short and
short.
sweet.
All right.
You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop.
Nice.
I want to quote. I want to
Wow.
say whose it is because I'm not going to steal it.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
the Persian poet and philosopher Remy. I've always
Remy.
liked that saying. Yeah. So
Okay.
is that like kind of along the lines of like
that-
something like?
I like
okay.
that.
Yeah,
So-
no, I mean,
so
Remy's
read
a
it, read
very
it again so I can
famous-
digest it a little bit
Very
more.
famous poet. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to digest that. Read that one again.
You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
You are not a drop in the ocean. You are the entire ocean in a drop. Wow. Remy.
Yeah.
I don't know Remy.
You're meant to do some big things,
There you
like
go.
ocean-sized things.
Right.
You know. You're
My
more-
favorite Rumi quote is the moment I started looking for you, not
Wait,
knowing.
you know Remy quotes, or did she tip you off that this was coming?
Bro, he's
No,
like
he knows.
600 years. Like, it's just a guy from
Yeah.
No, I know a lot that you don't. It's
Okay.
the minute I heard my first love story, I started looking for you, not knowing how blind that was. Lovers don't finally meet somewhere; they're in each other all along. Is my favorite Rumi quote for sure.
That's
man.
nice. That's deep.
This is gonna
Well-
this has the makings of a really cool segment.
You like it?
I like it.
Are we going the right direction?
Although
kinda?
I don't know if I'm going to be able to come up with anything like what J-Dub just came up with.
I didn't
It's
come up with
deep.
it. Rumi did.
Remy did. Yeah. Right. I mean, like, could we
you
even like?
knew the fact that you knew that is impressive.
Well,
I
I've
don't even
read
know- I don't
about
even know who Remy
10,000
is.
books. How many books have you read?
Not close to 10,000.
I mean, like, can we even get to the point where we're like quoting Homer Simpson? I mean, it could be anything, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Homer is
this
the ultimate
your-
authority on
your segment.
positive
You can,
quotes.
If you want to quote, if you want to quote Homer Simpson, if he said something that was thoughtful, then go for that. I'm
Usually,
all right with
yeah,
it.
has to do with donuts usually.
Oh,
Just
gosh.
saying. But
There you go.
But okay, so that's kind of the direction. It could be
Okay.
like like
Right.
a verse from the
I like
Bible,
it.
or okay.
I like it. Right there. All right. Cricket's first. We still got to come up with a name. If you have a name for
Yeah.
Cricket's new quote segment, 520-848-1290. 520-848-1290. We'll work on that as we move along in this down this path.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
like it though. Good job on number one.
Well, thank you.
Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
And from the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Speedway near Alvernon. Wreck reported Midtown west of Alvernon on Speedway. Wreck occurred on I-10 near Park, eastbound I-10 near Park Avenue, and slowdowns for both directions of travel on Alvernon at Grant. Road work at the intersection. 54, the overnight low. 87, sunny skies tomorrow, and 76 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Big Jake here from Old Tucson. Enjoy Hollywood-style stunt shows, saloon shows, magic, shootouts, rides, games, fine food and drinks, and more. For more family fun than you can shake a stick at, head on out to Old Tucson, oldtucson.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
Designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Winter is in full swing, and Aleve is here to keep you moving. When the cold weather sets in, everyday aches and pains can linger, but Aleve's got your back. with up to 12 hours of body pain relief per dose. Aleve keeps you going with long-lasting body pain relief to get you through whatever the season brings. Chilly days or cozy nights, Aleve gives you that long-lasting body pain relief you can count on this winter. Try Aleve. Use as directed for minor aches and pains.
Rain-X wipers are the #1 wiper blades in America. That means all kinds of drivers choose Rain-X. Big drivers in small cars choose Rain-X. Small drivers in big cars choose Rain-X. Drivers with long hair and short commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with short hair and long commutes choose Rain-X. Drivers with pets on board, babies on board, and bored babies on board choose Rain-X. Basically, drivers who love a clear view of the road all choose Rain-X wipers, the #1 wiper blades in America.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. With decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of Top Shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
From offices and warehouses to retail spaces and restaurants, the right lighting transforms your environment. At Arizona Commercial Lighting, we've been proudly locally owned and operated for nearly 40 years. Our extensive inventory of in-stock lighting solutions is designed to meet both commercial and residential needs, with quality, variety, and value you won't find anywhere else. Visit us at 1436 East 17th Street or explore our offerings online at azcommerciallighting.com. Be sure to ask about available TEP rebates. Arizona Commercial Lighting, powering business through precision lighting.
Coach, Tommy Lloyd here with the Right Way team.
Great news. Free furnace season has been extended through the end of March. Have you been thinking about replacing your heating and cooling system this year? To spark business, we're giving away an 80% gas furnace or a heat pump air handler with the purchase of a new air conditioning system.
And we're offering up to 60 months no interest financing, manufacturer and energy efficiency rebates, and 10-year parts and labor warranty.
Call or text 520-200-2422 to book your free estimate today or visit rightwayac.com.
If it's worth doing, do it the right way.
I'm Bridget Condon with NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network. The blockbuster trade for Max Crosby is off. The Raiders announced that the Ravens have backed out of the deal for the star pass rusher. According to NFL Network insiders, Baltimore backed out due to medical reasons. Crosby underwent successful meniscus surgery in January. Elsewhere, free agency frenzy continues with plenty of other news from the insiders. The Raiders are trading quarterback Geno Smith in a 7th-round pick to the Jets for a 6th-round pick. Smith previously played with the Jets, who drafted him in 2013. After the move, Smith told NFL Network insider Ian Rappaport that it's a, quote, complete full circle moment back to where it all began. Meanwhile, wide receiver Romeo Doubs is signing a 4-year, $68 million deal with the Patriots. Doubs spent the last 4 seasons with the Packers. New England is also signing offensive lineman Elijah Vera Tucker to a 3-year, $42 million deal. This has been NFL Network Now on the Westwood One Radio Network.
St. Patty's Day's here, so come and see. Total Wine & More's the place to be. Whiskey Smooth or Guinness Tall, we've got the best, come grab it all. An Irish coffee, bold and sweet, or something new, a tasty treat. Not sure yet? Don't fret or fear, our friendly guides will bring good cheer. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly, B21.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
K on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
All right, all eyes are on Houston, Texas tonight, where the game between Italy and Mexico has begun in the World Baseball Classic, and the USA needs some help after they lost last night to Team Italy. We had Tyler Mon on the show Monday, and we talked about the evolution of Team Italy, and I'd said that if there was one team that I'd looked at the bracket that day that was a surprise to me, was the success of the Italian national team, who at the time was 2-0 in pool play, and they put that on display last night. Did the Italians against maybe a lineup that was not exactly what maybe the United States should have put out there? They started, I don't even know this kid they started last night, McLean, who pitched for the United States in the game last night. But Italy jumped all over him in the second inning, and they would go on to win the game by a score of 8-6. Let's hear some of the lowlights as the Italians built an 8-zip lead on the United States.
He's aboard with 2 out, and they got a good chance to advance.
Yeah, they did in 23. They beat Cuba. Here's a drive to right center field that sends Judge back to the track, to the wall, and gone. Sam Antonacci hits a home run. Team Italy with a 3-0 lead. All right, here's Caglione, 6th pick of the draft a couple years ago out of Florida. Hits this one hard to right field. Judge will turn and watch it fly. Caglione has hit the 3rd home run of the game for Team Italy. They're going to need a fresh bag of beans over there in that dugout. Dante Nori with the infield drawn in. Fly to right field. Should be deep enough to get the job done. Judge makes the catch. We saw his arm last night. Here he'll go to 3rd with it. And it's 7-0 and a sacrifice fly from Nori. This bottom of the lineup for Italy continues to produce. Yarborough hit hard in the 4th with a home run from Caglione. Here comes a runner from 3rd, and he dives under the tag. Antonacci makes it 8-0.
That might be the greatest anticipated ball in the dirt with a runner on 3rd I think I've seen in a long time.
So 8-0 was the lead early, and the Italians go on to win. And Vinny Pasquantino has just hit a home run in the 2nd inning for the Italians, and they lead Mexico now by a score of 1-0. So here are the scenarios. The United States is eliminated if Mexico beats Italy and scores 4 or fewer runs in 9 innings. Okay, so Mexico beats Italy and scores 4 or fewer runs in this game. Right now, they don't have any. All 3 teams would finish 3-1. Mexico and Italy would then advance on a tiebreaker. United States advances if Italy beats Mexico. So we are all cheering right now for the Italians, or I'm sorry, for the Italians, or not.
Cheering for the cappuccino bean roasters.
Or not. I'm trying to think, who's this right fielder? He almost caught that ball. I mean, that was like...
Did you hear the run out of beans bit there?
Nah, I did.
So they're doing shots after they score.
Ah.
Shots of espresso in
there we go.
In the
dugout?
Dugout.
Nice.
That's why they said they were going to run out of beans.
Right. So if Italy beats Mexico, Italy would win the pool. Team USA would finish 2nd at 3-1 because they would be 3-1. Mexico would fall to 2-2. If Mexico beats Italy and Mexico scores 5 or more runs in 9 innings, all 3 teams would be 3-1. Mexico and Team USA would advance on a tiebreaker. Okay, so Mexico, it's really weird. Italy can win. That's probably the easiest thing to happen tonight. But Mexico can win, and if they score more than 5 runs, the United States is still in. So it's I mean,
so basically,
I don't know why. I don't know. Is this kind of like goal differential?
Yeah, no, literally.
Baseball's version of goal differential.
Yeah, run count, right?
Run,
so like
run differential.
We will just be on the Mexico run count watch list, right? So basically, what we're looking to see is if Mexico scores 4 or less, 5 or more, and obviously if Italy wins, it's moot. Doesn't matter. Yeah. So it's really about how many points Mexico score, how many runs Mexico scores.
So here's my question. This is why I love these international events, because I always like to ask this question right here. Because we obviously live in Southern Arizona, And we know we have a very strong contingent of people that support the United States. We have a very strong contingent of people that support national teams from Mexico here in southern Arizona. And a large number, obviously, of the folks that live here in southern Arizona that cheer for Team Mexico, whether that's, soccer or baseball or whatever, are born in the United States. So they are Mexican Americans, but they tend to support Mexico, and that's fine. That is absolutely fine. So I want to ask that same question of the Italians. If you are Italian, if you are an Italian American, were you cheering for the United States last night, or were you cheering for Team Italy? Because it's very similar situation. I mean, half their team is Italian Americans.
American Italians.
American Italians.
They're born in America with Italian lineage.
We can flip that. American Italians. Yeah, I mean, Aaron Nola's pitching tonight. He's an American Italian. So if you are of the Italian lineage in your family, who are you rooting for? Are you rooting for Team USA? Are you rooting for Team Italy? Because I've always found that the dynamic of southern Arizona and on how we have such a large throng of people who are born in this country but will cheer for Team Mexico. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. You can cheer who you want to cheer for, but I've always really enjoyed. I mean, when I worked in television, we would go down to Playground whenever L3 was playing soccer in the World Cup, and it is off the chain.
Yeah.
It is an off the chain celebration of soccer down there when L3 is playing.
Oh yeah. It's second religion.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Exactly. So I want to find out if it's the same way with Italian Americans.
Well, a lot of people might not think of some of the greats in baseball history, but, Joe DiMaggio, that's Italian. Yogi
Right.
Berra, that's Italian. Mike Piazza is Italian.
Exactly.
How about the former manager of the Los Angeles Dodgers?
Tommy
Lasorda. Joe Torre. I mean, all of these are Italian names, Italian lineage, DK.
Heck, Mark DeRosa.
Exactly.
The manager of the American team
so
is
there's
Italian.
a
is
huge
American Italian.
history of, clearly people who have descendants from either immigrants from Italy or, however that has worked in each of their families throughout the history of baseball. I was just looking it up, and apparently they've won 10 European titles.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I was just reading, because I really did not honestly know too much. They've won the European Baseball Championship 10 times.
Wow.
So
Mike Hendry has gone over there and coached softball, helped coach their national women's softball team. So you got that connection there as well. We should have Mike Hendry on. I would very much like to have this conversation with him about he obviously of Italian descent. So I want to play you what Mark DeRosa said yesterday, because Mark DeRosa got himself into a little bit of trouble with some things he said on a podcast prior to last night's game that indicated he might not actually have any idea what his team's fate was in this tournament. First, I'm going to play you what he said on the podcast yesterday. Here, this was Mark DeRosa, the manager of the American team.
Respect for Italy. It's weird. We want to win. We want to win this game, even though our tickets punched to the quarterfinals, because Mexico plays Italy actually tomorrow. So the way the schedule lines up, this is an important game for us.
So, again, he kind of indicated that their ticket was punched, but that was not actually the case. And I think, like you said, J-Dub, while he was saying that, I think he kind of realized
he hesitated
that
slightly,
was not that we don't actually have. But he should have come back and said, no, I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
We don't have it clinched yet, but he didn't do that.
What I read was that was a very early morning podcast yesterday, and what happened was he corrected himself immediately, not in the same line of thought there that we heard.
Later.
But he did correct himself.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't any kind of slight meant towards either of those two countries, obviously.
So here's what. So after the Americans lost last night, here was Mark DeRosa was asked about what he said in the podcast.
Completely misread the calculations. We knew that Mexico was going to play Italy and then running all the numbers with if we lost tonight with the runs allowed and runs scored and outs. So I just misspoke.
There you go. Misspoke. It's not a good look, especially if the United States does not advance in this tournament. I don't know that Mark DeRosa will be managing this team ever again if they do not advance, because and there's some belief, because again, if he did know, if like you said, he corrected himself, so he knew, but he still made some very questionable lineup decisions going into that game last night, where again, I don't even know who this youngster is that they threw out there to start that game last night. I've never even heard of him, so I don't know if that was the best choice of starting pitchers or whatnot. But now your fate is no longer in your hands. You've got to wait to see what happens between Italy and Mexico here in this game, which is now in the bottom of the second, with Italy on top 1.
If you're American and you're rooting for the Americans to move on to the elimination rounds, we're rooting for Italy's pitcher to keep Mexico in check.
There you go, Aaron. I know who Aaron Nola is. I absolutely know who that guy is. He's a big time major league arm pitching for Italy tonight.
I do have the salary by country.
Oh, like for their
$383 million for the United States.
Right.
That's first, obviously.
Okay.
Dominican Republic is second, about $80 million behind. Venezuela is about a quarter that much. So Dominican Republic at 2 at $306 million. Venezuela, 191. Italy is 8th.
How about the guy that pitched for Czechia?
$64 million is the current MLB salary of Italy's team playing in the WBC.
You hear the story about the guy that pitched for Czechia?
Did not.
Yeah, he held. Japan won the game 9-0, but he came in and held the Japanese scoreless for 4 innings, and he's like, I think it was. What was his name? Yeah, he pitched the first 4 2/3 innings. He's like a delivery driver. Like that's
awesome.
Yeah, he's like a delivery driver. He's not a baseball. He's not a professional player right now. This was just an opportunity he had to play for Czechia, and he went out there and shut out the Japanese for 4 2/3 innings. Then his buddies came in and gave up 9 runs. But that's
Japan
how it works.
4th, $174 million, and that's Shohei's like half of that, right?
Oh, I would think so. All right, DK on the sports tip. I want to hear from you on this. If you are an Italian American, were you rooting for Team Italy last night? Were you rooting for the United States?
Or do you got a split jersey?
Yeah, or do you have a split jersey? Well, I'd like to know.
I love the moms who've got 2 sons playing in the game. They got the jersey with 2 sides.
That's
to it.
cool.
It's great.
That's cool. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the 5s with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collisions reported Oracle and Suffolk and Oracle up north in Oro Valley, and a lot of backups both directions on Oracle approaching Suffolk. Also some slowing at Ina and Oracle. Crash I-10 eastbound near Park Avenue and slowdowns as well. 54 the overnight low, 87, sunny tomorrow, and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Aleve. Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. With just 1 pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches and pains hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
Top of the morning to you. You don't need the look of the Irish or a little leprechaun to protect your home from rodents, weeds, pests and termites. Let Weedco protect your home from things that don't belong, so you can focus on the ones that do. Call Weedco at 549-1390 or visit weedco.services today.
Hi, you know me, Scott Lehman from ScottSaysYes.com. Check out this month's Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar powered by Premier Auto Center.
Visit the Wildcats Radio 1290 Community Calendar at wildcatsradio1290.com to find out what community events are coming up in the Tucson area. You can also find Wildcats Radio 1290 events, upcoming sporting events, and more. Get the details and get involved with our community at wildcatsradio1290.com.
Go to ScottSaysYes.com today.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Spring is on its way to southern Arizona, and while we're hoping for a few more weeks of mild weather, we know extreme heat comes next. So right now is the time to get your car or truck road trip ready. And with 14 convenient locations, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is the place. Not sure about your car's air conditioner? Need to check out that light on your dashboard? Or make sure your battery can make it through another summer? Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care is here to help. with decades of experience here in Arizona and dozens of top shop awards for tires and automotive maintenance. And right now, save big on the brands you love, like Michelin, and get big rebates like $100 back on Cooper tires. Plus, buy 3, get 1 free on Cooper's new Pro Control Series tires. You can stack on even more savings when you pay with your Jack Furrier card. Check out jackfurriers.com for all the promotions and details, and even more money-saving coupons on top of our already low prices. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, since 1960, here to get you there.
So, what is it that scares you the most?
The blue trucks from Essential Pest Control, Doctor. They leave bugs belly up.
I use one of those national companies.
Thanks, Doc. Those guys don't scare me.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Buy local and stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. That's 866-3029. Or visit essentialpest.com.
In Tucson, Cool Willie's knows desert dust, dirt, and debris are the #1 AC killers when the heat hits. That's why our signature tune-up is the best way to get your system summer ready. Right now, we're offering a preseason AC reset, a deep internal clean where our technicians remove built-up dust, restore airflow, and prep your home before temperatures spike. First-time customers get their preseason AC reset for just $39, normally $129. Appointments fill fast before the first heat wave. Go to coolwillies.com and click Book Now.
Clicks don't show the full picture, but Cumulus Digital does. We show you exactly who saw your ad by name and address, and our campaigns beat industry benchmarks by over 25%. Visit cumulusdigital.com today to start outperforming.
You wouldn't know it, but most financial advisors are put in a box. I'm Jeff Jr. from Trajan Wealth, and I want to provide you a little insight about financial advisors. Most financial advisors have to sell what their company requires them to sell, and many advisors have to only adhere to what's called a suitability standard. A suitability standard is a limited standard of care, not requiring what's sold to be best, just suitable. Advisors with this loose standard often have limited investment and product selection. Trajan Wealth is held to a fiduciary standard, which is the highest standard of care in the advisory business. And that's just one of the many reasons we have billions of dollars under our care and attract clients from other advisors. Raise your standards today and call Trajan Wealth. Call 321-4100. That's 321-4100. Or visit TrajanWealth.com.
Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Do you need your home repiped? Having trouble with your water heater? Leaking toilet? Have you ever thought about an instant recorded seweroscopy? Then call Economy Plumbing Service at 885-3510. Because if water goes through it or to it, we do it. Economy Plumbing, 885-3510.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
Did the Ravens have buyer's remorse with edge rusher Max Crosby, or did they actually not like what they saw from his physical when he arrived in Baltimore? Either way, Crosby is back in Vegas, and now former Bengal Trey Hendrickson has signed with the Ravens. Some in the NFL are questioning the decision behind the canceling of the trade. Fans are upset, but that is why these deals aren't final until today. After all, the saying is, don't hate the player, or in this case the team, hate the game. I'm Adam Abdallah.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance tech at a university, he knows ordering from multiple suppliers takes time away from keeping their arena up and running. That's why he counts on Grainger to get everything he needs, from lighting and HVAC parts to plumbing supplies, all in one place. And with fast, dependable delivery, he's stocked and ready for the next tip-off. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Pump up the volume.
Business moves fast. Orders roll in, deadlines close in. When you ship with USPS Ground Advantage, you can keep up with confidence. Every package stays in our secure network from dock to door. And with nationwide reach, dependable tracking, and upfront affordable pricing, you get built-in peace of mind. You run the business. We run the routes. Visit USPS.com/Ground Advantage to learn more.
DK on the sports tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Have you heard of Spawn Breezy? Spawn Breezy. You know Spawn Breezy, J-Dub?
Who doesn't? No, I've heard, but I'm not familiar with the music now.
No. Well, let's play some Spawn Breezy here.
Take my hand and don't let go.
All right. That's Spawn Breezy.
That's a Beatles song.
Is it?
Yeah, I think so. Sounds a lot like one. Spawn Breezy.
Spawn Breezy is a reggae musician, and he is going to be performing at the Arizona Wildcats Spring Showcase, which is going to be Saturday, April the 25th at Casino del Sol Stadium. That'll be Spring Showcase, if you're not familiar, is the spring game for Arizona football. Fans interested in attending, this is a free concert. It'll begin at 7:30. You can RSVP to the event, so please do so. Showcase will obviously your Arizona Wildcats football team. There'll be events, kids zone, inflatables, face painting, balloon artists, beer garden. I would imagine they may set it all up like they did last year, where half the field will be football and half the field will be kids. We'll probably be out there again this year broadcasting a show. April 25th, Saturday. Let's hear some more of that Spawn Breezy.
Everything will be just fine as long as you don't let go. Don't let go. Don't let go. No. Don't let go. Baby, please don't let go.
I wonder if Spawn Breezy maybe knows some of the players, you know? He looks like he might be able to play some O-line.
Well, I was just reading up, and apparently he has deep connection to his Samoan culture.
All right, There you go. Perhaps this was recommended by the guys. All right, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's talk to Doug. Have you ever heard of Spawn Breezy?
I have not, but my question is, so if Tommy becomes like DJ Tom E when we've got the Beastie Boys DJ out there, is he going to get like the whole reggae outfit going for this show or what?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. This is more football. I don't know if this is Tommy's lane. I don't know if reggae is Tommy's lane.
All right, well, let's get Brett Brennan out there.
He's pretty chill. I
don't want to see any. Yeah, I don't want to see any cultural appropriation, but I think that he could probably pull off something.
Don't wear a hat with like fake dreads, but don't take it that far. But
Tommy's a rap kid. I don't envision Tommy in his college days sitting around listening to reggae.
Yeah. Tommy and I are the exact same age, and I will say that like in our college era, which is the same as Kelvin Efon's college era, Bob Marley came back big in like the early 90s. So Bob Marley hit big for that era of college students in the early 90s. So I wouldn't be surprised, but who knows? We'd have to ask him.
And what was Brett Brennan's surfer name? Was it like Swaggy P or something like that? I mean, I could definitely see him pulling it off.
Swaggy P.
So, yeah, he could definitely pull that off. But anyway, let's see. I wanted to cover a little ground here. I was on a bike ride, so I couldn't call you. But let's see. As far as cricket goes, I think that'll be a cool segment. If you want to go for alliteration, you could just stick with cricket's quotes because, there's those different letters. They both start with a hard K sound, right? If you want to go thematic, then you'd probably go with, like, cricket's chirps because that's what a cricket does.
Yes, cricket's chirps.
Hey, what do you think?
There's nothing worse than 2 a.m. cricket chirps, though.
Oh, man. Yeah. But anyway, and then as far as like the USA baseball thing, I'm not someone who like really tends to go for like the patriotism peer pressure. There's some more alliteration for you, but I feel like people can just cheer for whoever they want. And the best comp I could think of is like you think about Tucson, we've got transplants from all over the country here.
Right.
We've got people that are loyal to Michigan and Florida State and Oregon and everybody else, here in Tucson. And you don't pressure them to say like, well, because you live in Tucson, you have to root for U of A. And we've got U of A fans in New York and Orlando and everywhere else, and so we allow them to stay loyal to U of A. So I feel like it's sports, just root for who you want.
There you go. I was asking earlier about our Syracuse fans. I wanted to hear from them because they fired everybody today. The head coach, the GM, everybody got fired.
It's funny when you see like the list of top 10 basketball programs of all time or the last 50 years or last 25 years. Syracuse still usually pops up on there along with Indiana, but both of those two really haven't done a whole lot in this millennium. So
lately.
They had that weird Final Four run in 10 years ago. They had a Final Four run when Mike Hopkins took over. I think that was when Jim Boeheim got ill.
Oh, Indiana. You talking about Indiana?
No, I'm talking about before
Syracuse.
he left for Indiana, Mike Hopkins was on the staff there, and Jim Boeheim in 2015-16.
Oh, okay.
Hopkins filled in for part of that season. He's credited with a nine games coached for the Syracuse Orange during that season. That year, they went to the Final Four. But since then, they've made two Sweet 16s in the last 10 years. And that's obviously a program. It's more the attendance numbers, right? Because we're used to seeing, 30,000 go to Syracuse Orange games? I mean, just the craziest environment. But, yeah, I mean, I think here's what I think. I think Georgetown and Syracuse were so, locked together from those 80s and 90s Big East. That was the must-watch TV with the 6 fouls and all of that. And I think when Georgetown fell off, they kind of had that foil. They lost that foil where we always thought of those two teams together. But I was talking earlier, Doug, I don't know if you heard, but about how hard it is to replace a coach who basically defined your program. I mean, Jim Boeheim started there in the 70s and just retired like 3 years ago. So it's a really, really long time. And not only that, but he had such a specific style with that zone.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the only case you can really look at is probably North Carolina going Dean Smith to Roy Williams, where you get like one Hall of Famer to another Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
But that's pretty rare. And then Kansas is doing that right now with Bill Self, obviously,
Coach
from
Gutt
Roy
was
Williams to Bill Self.
On that bench, same as like Coach Lloyd DeFew, right? I mean, Coach Guthrie was with Dean Smith for 25 years, I think, as his head assistant, and took over for the 1 year after. But yeah, I mean, Duke is dealing with that, obviously, with Coach K. It's tough, man, when you've got one guy's synonymous name who's been on the sidelines for such a long period of time. It's tough to go in a different direction unless you have an assistant who's been there the whole time and just continues that same style, same culture, and that whole thing. But of course, you're going to want to come and put your own footprint on it. So yeah, it's tough.
Yeah, and then you've got schools that have no coaching culture, and that's a good transition to what just happened.
Good segue.
I just wanted to say, you know me, I never say anything positive about them. But now that he's their ex-coach, I think I can actually bend the rules. And I will say, yes, he was a clown show, but clown shows are fun. I mean, that's the reason we go to circuses.
That's what I said.
And so, yeah, it was entertaining, and it was like you talk about having a foil, and he was definitely our foil. It, didn't cause too much damage. They pulled off an upset here or there, maybe 3 times in his tenure or something like that. And but I will say, when I would see him in press conferences, he was a whole different personality, and he was actually fairly classy and well-spoken. I mean, he knows so much about the game, obviously, being the all-time assist leader in college basketball, and from the Duke pedigree and so on. So. I'm not going to actually hold a whole lot of ill will against him going forward. But, you put anybody in that role. I mean, I love you guys, but if one of you becomes the next ASU head coach, I'm going to hate you as long as you're there. So, no, I mean, it's kind of, and it's just kind of an interesting turn of the page. So I just wanted to I'm not giving him flowers, but to say, I can tolerate him now that he's gone.
Man, how about those Hurley brothers, right? Because, Danny wanted to be a baller too. And Bobby is one of the most famous NCAA basketball players of all time. If you guys don't know about Bobby Hurley as a player, yes, he had Grant Hill and Christian Laettner and a whole bunch of great players playing with him, but he was a starter for 4 years and went to, 3 Final Fours? Mm-hmm. I mean, 2 national championships, I think it was. So, yeah, Bobby Hurley was a consummate, not too quick-footed, but really savvy point guard that always made the right plays. Whereas his brother didn't have a ton of success. And then you look at their coaching tenures, and obviously, I think Bobby's the younger brother. Obviously, what Danny's done at UConn these last 4 years is just outstanding. It's kind of the roles have been flipped a little bit from their playing days to their coaching days.
Right, and that's probably healthy within at Thanksgiving. It's not just so imbalanced that one guy has all the bragging rights. One guy has the playing bragging rights. One guy has the coaching bragging rights.
Dad loves Bobby so much more. It's not fair.
Yeah. There was actually a really good 30 for 30 about them. I don't know if you guys saw it, but it kind of tracked that, growing up and who was the more dominant guy, and then Hurley, Bobby kind of took over as the player.
That was a no-nonsense household. Their dad was infamous for his no-nonsense approach to being on the sideline, for sure.
Yeah, he was a hard whatever the word is. I won't say it, but yeah. So interesting going forward to see who they can attract. They obviously have never invested too much into their basketball program. I know there's been talk about Randy Bennett from St. Mary's. And I normally would say, a guy like that doesn't really want to go. But then you think about the timing of the WCC with Gonzaga leaving. It's kind of the end of that era right there. And it could be the right time for him to, get up and go and try to get to a Power 4 conference. What do you guys think about him?
They're having their best. I mean, some people think this is his best team ever. So
St. Mary's?
Yeah. That this St. Mary's team.
I don't know about that.
That's what people are saying lately. I mean, again, but the thing about it is, like, what are you trying to put in the building up there in the school up north? Because, Randy's famous for his slow down, defensive, rebounding style. It's not exactly the kind of style that puts butts in the seats. So, I mean, obviously that style will work well in competing in the Big 12 against teams like Houston and now Arizona, and obviously Texas Tech and Iowa State and a lot of these rugged teams. I mean, his style, Coach Randy's style, would work really well in the Big 12, but I think they'll try to go for some kind of splashy big name hire, and I think they'll try to go for something that is an exciting brand of basketball, if I had to guess.
I just don't know if they can, but I think we all know the common denominator to attracting fans is just winning, because like we had in football, we tried the defensive approach with Stoops, and when he was losing, fans didn't show up. When he was winning, fans showed up. Then we tried the offensive approach with Rich Rod, same thing, So they're going to show up if he wins and not show up if he doesn't. And I've always respected Randy Bennett, and obviously U of A and St. Mary's have done a lot of preseason closed scrimmages, and so we've got kind of a good relationship with him already. I also heard the name Greg McDermott over at Creighton. I don't know if he has any interest in leaving the Big East, but that would be an interesting one too.
I don't know. I think you got to go. I think you got to go with a younger guy. I think somebody young and fresh, maybe that's off the radar, would be the kind of like hire that you would want there.
Yeah. I know some people locally, like Greg Hansen, has always said, like, oh, the best thing for this rivalry would be if they had a great basketball program to match ours, and imagine the great battles. And that's spoken like a media guy. Spoken as a fan, I want them to suck. I want them to struggle. So, yeah, I hope they get like the assistant to the assistant to the assistant.
But wouldn't you rather if ASU was undefeated throughout the entire season except for the 3 times they played Arizona?
No, you lost me at undefeated. No,
I just mean like it makes the victories that much sweeter when they're good. I mean, if they're not good, 4-18, I like a little bit of a competition. If it's literally, you're just ho-hum, here comes another win. And I know you want to beat them 100% of the time. We get it. But I think if you're talking about your rival, not to mention, the Pac-12, it was important for ASU to be good because otherwise you would have teams resting starters on that road trip where Arizona was coming on Saturday and you're playing Thursday and ASU's a walkover. Well, guess what? You don't have to really play very hard against them. That was actively detrimental to Arizona basketball. However, in the Big 12, they don't have the travel partner thing. So I just think if winning over your rival every time is great, but I think if your rival is a decent team, if not a good team, it just makes those wins even sweeter. So I'd rather the Sun Devils be competitive and not have an 0-28 record and when they face Arizona.
Yeah. No, I'm fine with them being competitive. I'm kind of joking. I don't need them to be 0-28, but I also don't want them to be 20-27-2 and have a lot of maybe bragging rights over us ever. So I feel like let's save our big games for the matchups with Kansas and Houston and the non-conference matchups. I don't need that to be in the in-state rivalry. They can go 20-11, and I'm okay with that. But anyway, I just wanted to chime in on that. I'm looking forward to tomorrow. I like the matchup. I'll just say real quick, UCF, at one point I looked at their stats today, and they were like 3 for 24 from 3.
Yeah.
And they still beat Cincinnati. So I think that kind of plays into our hands in terms of, they're going to try to go inside. Am I assessing that correctly?
No, well, that was kind of the way they were built. And when we played them the first time around, it was like an inside team for sure. Yeah. But again,
yeah. I just said that at the same time they did take 25 or whatever threes, but it doesn't seem like they're all that effective necessarily. So I don't know. I feel pretty good about the matchup, better than I think if it was Cincinnati, where they can get on a hot streak from the outside like they did at Kansas. So yeah, I'd like to. like to see us get out to a good lead and take it easy on our starters like we had hoped would happen in Boulder, but it never really happened.
Yeah.
Because if we make the semis and then the finals, we're going to need our starters to be at full strength.
UCF won that game shooting 34%. It had nothing to do with their offense. It had to do with them forcing 19 turnovers from Cincinnati Bearcats. So basically, if Arizona takes care of the ball tomorrow, UCF is not currently an offensive skilled enough team to really hang as long as Arizona plays their solid defense and takes care of the ball. UCF forcing 19 turnovers, including some key ones late. If you saw that 8-0 run to end that game, that's why they wound up winning that game in overtime.
Right on. All right, guys. Well, looking forward to this tournament, and probably shout out at you after the game tomorrow.
There we go. Doug in Tucson. Appreciate the call. DK on the sports tip. Much more. 1 hour to go. 5 o'clock hour straight ahead. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together. Collision Golf Links and Camino Seco and Golf Links reported wreck. Got some slowing, Oracle and Ina, mostly westbound Ina at Oracle. Southbound backups on Oracle approaching and passing Suffolk. 54 the overnight low, 87 sunny tomorrow, and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather together.
This report is sponsored by Dairy Queen. Whoever said opposites attract was definitely talking about the new Spicy menu at DQ. Spicy flamethrower chicken strips served with a dip of sweet DQ soft serve. Sounds wrong, but tastes so right. The new Spicy menu at DQ. Happy tastes good. For a limited time at participating locations.
Psst. Hey, Gary. Check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were 1,000,000 miles away. I've been reading this book. How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fussy Pants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling? AlaskanAC.com. Schedule now.
Hi, this is Mary with my friends at Mesquite Valley Growers. MVG has a brand new comfort-controlled tropical house full of beautiful tropical indoor plants. Green plants of every size to bring inside your home, apartment, office, even your bedroom. Mesquite Valley Growers has a solution to any space, anywhere, both inside and outside. Mesquite Valley Growers on Speedway just east of Pantano. Open 7 days a week. Mesquite Valley Growers, real experience, real nursery.
Did you know about 1 in 3 people with plaque psoriasis may also develop psoriatic arthritis, which causes joint pain, stiffness, and swelling? Does this sound like you? Listen to what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy, and for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Explore what's possible. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Visit Tremfya.com or call 1-800-526-7736.
The Target, 422 Maple Drive. No tripped alarms, no broken windows. While you were sleeping, they made off with $50,000 in equity, and they didn't even use a getaway car.
Nate here, owner of Blue Sky Pest Control. Don't let termites turn your equity into sawdust. We stop the heist before the damage is done. Call 520-201-2000 for your free termite inspection. Hello, Blue Sky. Goodbye, termites.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance, making it easy to save you money. When you bundle your auto policy with home, condo, or renters, you'll earn a multi-policy discount. Easy to bundle, easy to save. Visit Progressive.com.
Wildcat fans, where do you go when the final buzzer sounds? You don't head home. You head to Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies, Tucson's home court for great food, craft beer, and nonstop fun. At Roadies, you can bowl, throw an axe, play arcade games, or grab a burger while the next game plays on the massive screens. Then, catch the newest movies right next door at Roadhouse Cinemas with luxury recliners and full in-seat dining. Game days, movie nights, anytime. Make it a win at Roadhouse Cinemas and Roadies on the corner of Grant and Swan.
A fiduciary has the regulatory obligation to put your best interest first. Trajan Wealth is a financial fiduciary for your investments. Call today, 520-200-1600.
Securities offered through Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Nobody covers your Cats like we do. We are the home of your Arizona Wildcats. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at iccu.com.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hour number 3 of our show on this Wednesday. Final DK on the Sports Tip. Well, we think it's the final DK on the Sports Tip this week. It might not be if Arizona basketball does not win tomorrow. Then we will be back with you in some form on Friday. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? We might, if the Wildcats lose tomorrow, we might take the day off Friday. And get ready.
We can just watch basketball all day
and get ready for Sunday. Yeah, we might just do that. We'll make those decisions later. So we were talking. We're going to let you hear from Jaden Bradley coming up. Jaden Bradley. I also had promised that we would let you hear from Chris Thornton. He is the CEO of ASB Glass Floor, because the glass floor, that's the new rage at the Big 12 women's and men's basketball tournament. So we'll get into that in this hour as well. But I wanted to kind of finish up on the World Baseball Classic. I'll let Italy is now, they've played 4. Italy is leading by a score of 2-0. I saw this tweet during the break. I had to read this one too. I hope I didn't lose it here. This is hilarious. This comes from Rivercraft Fan Club, and he says, when my mom asks if I want to join family dinner tonight, but I have to explain to her how I have to watch a baseball game between American Italians and American Mexicans to determine if American Americans can keep playing baseball.
Yeah, no, exactly that, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. That is funny right there. And then you look at the list. This is the Italian lineup tonight. Jacob Marcy, he's from Michigan. John Birdie, who just hit the other home run. He put the Italians into the 2 spot in their 2-0 lead. John Birdie, he's from Michigan, played for the Cubs for a while. Vinny Pasquantino, he's with the Royals, big time guy now. He's from Virginia. Dominic Canzone, he's from Ohio. Zach DeCenzo, he's from Ohio. Kyle Teal from New Jersey. Jack Caglianone, the Royals' outstanding rookie, is from Florida. Sam Antonacci, he's from Illinois. Dante Nori is from Canada. And Michael Lorenzen is from California. That's today's lineup.
One player on their roster is born in Italy. That's what I'm seeing.
Oh, only one.
Yeah. So I'm seeing Canada. We've also got Venezuela.
Yeah.
That's JJ Orazio. He is born in Venezuela, playing for the Italian national team. Sam Adilgiri is the only Italian-born player on the roster. Everyone else is USA. No, I'm sorry, 2.
Yeah.
Claudio Scotti, also. He's also born in Italy. So 2.
Yeah. So you had to explain to your mom why I have to watch a baseball game between American Italians and American Mexicans to determine if American Americans.
Well, the question you'll see a lot is why are so many U.S.-born players on other teams around the world?
Right.
Well, that's because only so many Major League Baseball players can make the American roster. Right?
That's true.
And so I think it's 3rd generation. So if your grandfather, I don't know if it's great-grandfather, but there's some connection to the country of origin. You don't have to have dual citizenship or whatever. you can choose to play for other countries. And guess what? These guys want to play. I mean, it's a huge event. I mean, it's become a huge event. Everybody remembers Mike Trout striking out to Shohei Ohtani. It's a big deal now. So if you have the ability to play for a team that's not the USA, if you're not considered, DK, for one of those roster spots for the USA and you can play for another country, why not?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun dissecting this whole thing. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. All right, so glass floor, ASB glass floor. That's the floor that they're playing the Big 12 tournament on. So I heard this the other day. A buddy of mine sent this to me, and I wanted to play this for you. This is Chris Thornton. He is the CEO of ASB Glass Floor, and he explains exactly what this whole thing is all about. Let's hear from Chris Thornton.
First and foremost, you're on glass, and you can see there's a little grittiness right here where there's dark. This is a ceramic coating. All these dots are burnt into the top surface of the glass, and that gives me that grip. When I'm landing also, you're gonna feel a little bit of a vibration to the floor. That's lighter on the athlete's body. It's lighter on their knees. It's lighter on their ankles. And the athletes feel more comfortable when they're running, and they have that same grip, if not a more consistent grip than a hardwood floor, because this is all done by computer. The ceramic coating on the glass, the 2 pieces of safety glass, all of that spring action metalwork, all of it together creates the ASB glass floor. It's the same technology that all the arena boards are. The LED is something that's used in every single arena. But in combination with the metal work underneath it and the spring action metal work, with the glass, it becomes a new surface. Anything that you see on any LED boards, we can do on this floor as well. We can put video, we can change the designs, I can add logos, I can adjust the brightness up and down. I have full control. As an example, we're sitting on the Big 12 court, but if I want to change this to Arizona, tap of the iPad, it goes. Let's go to Arizona State. We always make it look like wood when they first start, but the players and the teams all like to play on the darker designs. And change out the courts. Here's Iowa State. Here's Iowa State secondary court. Anything you can imagine, we can create. And also make it completely colorful. I can also do a full play strategy on the court. As a coach, I can make up an entire play right here. That's been the goal here, is to get players on the floor, because you've never had another surface at all in basketball for over 100 years. So getting them on, and then saying that glass is the surface, it's been a really fun conversation over the past year with NBA players and college players. But the fan experience, when you see the light, when the lights are down and you're seeing the court have some movement on the floor, it's a complete wow moment as soon as you see this when you walk into the building, right? So fans have never seen anything like this before. It's going to completely change the fan experience.
All right, so that was Chris Thornton. He is the CEO of ASB Glass Floor, kind of breaking it all down, talked about the texture and all of that. Now, I didn't hear a tremendous amount of complaints about this during the women's tournament last. I mean, fans complained about it. I don't know if that I heard very many of the players complaining about it, but apparently more of the men are complaining about it than maybe what we heard last week about the slippage, that there's maybe been some more slippage that we've seen this week versus what we saw last week. And I want to play this one cut from, I believe this is Taj Manning from Kansas State. Here's what Taj Manning had to say about the glass floor.
A little basketball question about tonight. Everyone's been talking about this floor. What was it like playing on the floor? I saw a few slippages.
Yeah, it's pretty bad,
to
be honest. It's slippery. It's the lights and stuff cause Kamari to get a migraine, and
really?
Yeah, it's a bad floor. They shouldn't bring it back, if you want my honest opinion.
Fun for the fans, but not for the players, maybe?
Well, I haven't really talked to any fans, so I don't know. I'll probably ask my dad when he thought about it. But yeah, it's just an eyesore. It's constantly changing and stuff. It's flashing different lights and all that. Nobody wants to play on it. We just want the normal hardwood.
So there you go. Taj Manning, probably the most outspoken from Kansas State. Now, of course, they weren't around very long. But he said one of the players got a migraine from it.
Do you remember what I said 2 weeks ago about this? I'm not a gimmick guy. So, I don't need to go to a AAA baseball team to see some, gimmick to get people in the stands. And that's what this is. I'm more concerned about the health of the players. And I said, if you're Brett Yormark, you know how you make your Big 12 league as marketable as possible? You put 3 teams in the Final Four.
Yeah.
So, it's great. If you get some casual fan, I'm only going to the game because the floor lights up. That's great. However, the headline out of this tournament, DK, if God forbid there is some kind of an injury on this floor that will bleed into the NCAA tournament and affect one of these 4 top 10 teams who all have, potential to make hugely deep runs in the NCAA tournament. If it's just a matter of, fan experience and all that stuff, that's great. If the athletes obviously are put first, and the CEO of the company is going to say all those things. What he also said, DK, was the floor in basketball hasn't changed in 100 years. You know why that is? Because hardwood works, right? So if the surface works for 100 years, there's no need to change it. This is the first tournament, the first actual sanctioned basketball games ever played on one of these glass floors. I'm not a hater. I'm not here saying never put a floor, try to innovate, never try to do these things. I'm not against it. I just hope for their sake, for the conference's sake and all the decision makers' sake, that all the athletes come out of this weekend healthy and unscathed. As you've heard from some of the players, the worst thing about the last season where they did in the All-Star game was the reflection off the bottom. You might look at the screen on your TV and you might say, why have they chosen this dull gray as the background for the Big 12 tournament, right? The entire court is 2 different shades of gray. Well, if you watch any other basketball played on this court with bright colors and you look at the athletes' faces, you know what you see? The bright colors of the court reflected off of their faces. So clearly, if you're susceptible to light issues, migraine issues from light or whatever else, I mean, there are some people who are just kind of born with that kind of situation with their eyes. That's going to be a big problem. As long as the athletes are safe and that the game itself is not affected, I'm for it. But as you heard there, clearly not all athletes are having the same experience.
Now, from what I've watched, and again, I've not watched a ton of any of these games to this point, but I did watch a little bit of the game prior to, and I've got the game on right now, and it does not appear that while play is in action, I mean, I've basically seen the same gray court, and it's kind of what Chris talked about. He said the players like the darker shade, and that's what they're playing on currently. It's a gray floor. It's got the, it's still got a little bit of the 12s there, but it's not as prominent as it was last year on the court. I mean, maybe it's flashing during breaks and that kind of thing, but it's certainly not flashing right now.
No, the 3-point line flashes green when they make a 3-point shot in the game as the game's happening.
So, right there. Okay, yeah. It did just do that.
Yeah, there are little things that happened. Yeah. Amy has some thoughts really quick if you want to take her call before we go to break.
All right, let's hear from Amy. You're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, David.
Hello, Amy.
It's Amy Burton.
How are you?
How are you?
Good.
Good. Hey, I had not heard that they were doing this yet, and I haven't had a chance to catch a game. But coming from someone's perspective who gets migraines and flashing lights can bother me, I worry about those that do get that, or if they have any kind of seizure problems. That's another thing to think about. That's crazy. I mean, it sounded amazing when he was telling all about it, but then when I heard that it lights up and reflecting, and if it's slippery, obviously we don't want any of the guys and gals getting hurt. That's the main focus there, but you got to think about these other things as well that aren't necessarily, it wasn't a problem years ago, but it has become a problem. And like you guys were saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. 100 years of a wooden basketball court is working. Why change it?
Yeah. You know what else, Amy, is they said it's not waterproof. So if you sit courtside, you're not allowed to have drinks. And the courtside.
I don't think
so. What about the players? I mean,
courtside,
like the players, you can't have a water. Like I'm looking right now, I don't see.
You know what the solution is?
Water bottle
extra towels.
Exactly. you know, you got to be quick. You got to think about that. They've got to be able to drink water.
Yeah.
That's insane.
There's water behind the bench, so that's technically that's on the floor. I don't, but yeah, I don't know.
Players are exempt from the no drinks courtside rule.
Maybe it's just the fans. The fans are not allowed to have, because you don't want somebody to fly into the first row and everything spills out. Yeah.
That makes sense. I get that, but not for the players. You know, obviously they need to have that.
Yeah.
Real quick, Amy, like, to their credit, they've chosen very, very subtle tones for the court. It's grays and light. It's off grays. It's like basically a 10% white and like a 90% black, those kind of things. So it's not too bright, and they're not flashing. There's nothing flashing on it. But from the player's perspective, being right up on it, if there are any kind of logo details, or if they have obviously advertisements they can do during commercial breaks, if there are people susceptible to any kind of light flashing or any kind of light sensitivity, it could be an issue moving forward. But we'll have to hear from the players. I'd love to hear what you just played, DK, and I'd like to hear, as the tournament goes on, from other players if they give any insights and candid thoughts about what it feels like to play on the court.
I agree with that. I think that's smart, is to talk to the players, because they're the ones having to live it.
Right. Absolutely.
And you know their athletic department's got memos. Don't badmouth
Oh,
the
yeah.
Oh, it just flashed on a dunk. It did just flash something on a dunk there. So it is.
I mean, I think it's exciting and would be fun, but I know, like, I have a friend who can't go to movies because of flashing lights or concerts because of that, because she gets things so bad, and that would just suck.
We'll see if anybody else has commented on that. That was the only player cut that I've heard, but it was the one that was the most telling from Taj Manning from Kansas State. Amy, always appreciate the opportunity to hear from you.
Great to talk to you guys. Thank you, and bear down. Let's go Wildcats.
There we go. Amy Burton checking in. Cricket is checking in, as she always does. Every 20 minutes on the fives, wondering, hey, why are you 6 minutes late getting to me? That's because we had to talk to Amy. Cricket, relax.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Earlier crash, Camino Seco and Golf Links and Camino Seco. Some slowing eastbound I-10 near Park Avenue and on westbound I-10 near Alvernon. Backups on southbound Palo Verde at Irvington. 54 the overnight low, 87 sunny tomorrow, and 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
This report is sponsored by WeatherBug.
Get the fastest local alerts and accurate 24/7 forecasts with WeatherBug. It's easy to use and provides real-time customizable alerts, so the weather never takes you by surprise. Plan every day with confidence. Download the free WeatherBug app from the App Store now.
Spring is bug season. Go blue with Essential Pest Control. We'll eliminate those bugs, bees, and termites. Stop paying too much with those national providers. Essential Pest Control is a bug's worst nightmare.
I can't sleep at night.
Essential Pest Control. Call 866-3029. EssentialPest.com.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know you can't cook. You're not one of those people who say that they can, but when people come over for dinner, they find out the hard way, you can't. You can't even microwave popcorn, and that's literally just one button. Plus, measuring and patience are huge parts of cooking, and that's just not you. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Pricing coverage match limited by state law.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying. Just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Wow, this is bad.
Oh no, how bad? When will my AC be fixed?
You know, I don't know. It's your flux capacitor. They don't make them anymore. Special order. Couple grand easy.
Oh my God, what?
Don't get air conned into paying for shoddy service and stuff you don't need. Put Goodfellas on the job. Goodfellas AC will repair or install your AC the right way the first time. You'll know up front exactly what it'll cost and how long it'll take. No surprises and free second opinions. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
En garde!
U.S. Olympians do it, your neighbor's kid does it, and yes, it's the only socially acceptable way to carry a sword, fencing. No, not the kind that keeps dogs in. This is the Olympic and Paralympic sport for all ages. Fencing is fun, safe, and welcoming. Physical chess that builds both body and mind. Kids and adults make friends fast, stay active, and even open doors to college programs nationwide. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Our daughter was addicted to pain meds, and for over 2 decades, she was lost to us. We tried to help, but the more we tried, the worse it got. She went to 18 different rehabs. We finally realized that to really love her, we needed to let her go, even when that meant her going to jail. When she got out, she went to Gospel Rescue Mission, and as the days turned into months, we knew we had our daughter back.
If you need help, or if you know someone who needs help, go to grmtucson.com.
Do you often worry you left your garage door open? With the LiftMaster Garage Door Opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out. The team at Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates are your locally owned LiftMaster professionals. Visit kaisergarage.com to learn more.
Every day is a balancing act, with work, family, goals, all asking for more. It helps to have tools that meet you at every step and a team that will always be by your side. We're ICCU. We're a credit union that has been helping members achieve financial success since 1940. In fact, we put member success first, one by one, year after year, for 85 years and counting. Now, we're here for you, Tucson. Join us, ICCU.
It's a full court press this March at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Join our $1 million March Mania promotion for your shot at $1 million with your bracket picks. Or win $100,000 with a perfect prop card. Now through April 6th. Swipe your Club Soul card daily for a free drawing entry. Plus, every 200 slot and table points is an additional entry. Then join us April 6th for the grand finale drawing, only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pascua Yaqui tribe.
Westwood One presents Today in Women's Sports. The undefeated UConn Huskies captured their 24th Big East Tournament title Monday, rolling past Villanova 90-51 to improve to 34-0 on the season. The defending national champions have now won 50 straight games and haven't lost since February of last year. UConn will enter the NCAA tournament undefeated for the 11th time in program history. Led by fifth-year star AZ Fudd, the Huskies will be a #1 seed as they chase their program's 13th national championship.
We have a couple of days off to enjoy that, celebrate that, but our work isn't done yet. So as much as we can enjoy this win, enjoy being undefeated this season, being undefeated, being a Big East champion, won't really matter in a couple weeks.
Westwood One has complete Selection Sunday coverage this weekend. Tune in at 6 p.m. Eastern for the reveal of the Division I brackets. With Today in Women's Sports, I'm Maggie Gray on Westwood One.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
The smartest way to spend your money is not to. Straight Talk offers free 5G phones for new and existing customers on Verizon's 5G network. So the refund money I don't spend on that free phone is the refund money I get to keep for my family. Smart.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Greg is a real Prevagen user, and this is his story.
Hi, I'm Greg. I'm not an actor. I'm just a regular person. 8 years ago, I just didn't feel like I was on my game. I started taking Prevagen, and I want people to know that Prevagen has worked for me. Give it a try. I want it to help you just like it has helped me.
Prevagen, at stores everywhere without a prescription. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Testimonialist was compensated for their time.
DK on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
520-848-1290. 520-848-1290 is the number to get on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. We heard from Taj Manning from Kansas State, his thoughts on the ASB glass floor. I want to play you what these two young men from Baylor, Cameron Carr being one of those, what they said yesterday after their loss. They were asked about it after the loss to ASU on Tuesday. Let's hear from, I believe, Cameron Carr is one of the players.
Belanger, Leavenworth Times. Coach, I love, having been here for the women's tournament, hearing a lot of the feedback on the court as well. Can I hear the players, Cameron and Caden? Will you all offer a little feedback on the court, how it played, the action?
How was the bounce? I didn't mind it. I wasn't really dribbling the ball a lot or anything, so it wasn't really something that I noticed or something that really bothered me. I thought it was cool. I thought it was just a different opportunity and something that was really, really innovative, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Honestly, it was just different. Never played on a court like that before that lights up. It's just different experience, different floor. I've never played on it before, so I don't know. It was a first for everything.
All right, that was Caden Powell and Cameron Carr from Baylor talking about the floor action.
You ever been on one of those puzzle floor basketball courts?
Puzzle, no.
Yeah,
puzzle
it's like they've got these puzzle pieces, and it's kind of like this weird rubber. Anybody who's a baller has definitely played on one of those courts, and the ball just doesn't bounce the same way it does on hardwood. The difference is it's like a foam, right? So it's kind of softer than hardwood. That's the only, as far as the ball bouncing, watching on TV, DK, it doesn't look like ball handlers are having any kind of difficulty.
Right.
The spring back from the ball bouncing on the glass isn't much different than you would see on a hardwood floor. You wonder about ankles, you wonder about knees, and you wonder about hard falls, but we've also seen some players fall from pretty high up. It doesn't seem as if you just wonder long term, right? We've heard a game or two. It'll be interesting to hear from the U of A players after tomorrow morning's game or early afternoon's game what their experience was. But even better, DK, is what we'll hear on Friday and Saturday from the players who've played 2, 3, maybe even 4 or 5 games on this court, and if there is a discernible difference between 4 or 5 games on a regular court.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Let's hear from T Money. You're on DK on the Sports Tip, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hey, gentlemen, great show. Hey, you know what dude said from the company is partially true. It wasn't from lack of trying. The McHale Center actually had a synthetic surface when it opened up, and they did away with that. I've played on a synthetic like the OG synthetic surfaces on a high school gym, an old high school gym. But it's I don't know. To me, your Mark, having been out there, he reminds me a lot of kind of like Wizard of Oz type thing. It's gimmicky. I say leave this stuff to the Big East, but my observations aren't objective. It's very subjective. I'm a paranoid Arizona fan. We have so much in front of us, and all we need is for something to happen on this silly court. But that's all I'm trying to say.
I hear you, T-Money. Thank you so much.
Same, bro. Same.
It's good stuff there. Again, though, it's apparently, like the man said, the what's his name? Thornton. Chris Thornton said, there appears to be some give to it for the players as they bounce. And several of the players have come out and said that they feel like there's a little bit more give. In fact, one player, I'll see if I can find that quote for you again. One player said that there was definitely give when you're jumping on it, but he also said it also did feel a little bit more slippery than you would like. So there seems to be kind of a hit and miss with it.
You know what I'm sick of personally, DK? I'm sick of the last 20 years of hearing about how the SEC is so great and how the Big Ten is so great and how the Pac-10 and Pac-12 suck. Well, guess what? Now Arizona's in a conference that has 4 or 5 legitimate national title contenders. So all I'd want to see at the end of this year is the opportunity for all those teams to make deep runs. I'm not trying to put some kind of dark cloud over this court and predicting some horrible event. Not at all. Like, I'm a positive person. I hope for the best for the players. I just know that this stage of the year, when you're talking about having 31 games in and now you're switching up the playing surface that these players are playing on, leading into the most important 3 weeks of their lives. I would love to see Arizona and Kansas and Iowa State and maybe even Texas Tech. Who knows? And who knows, even BYU. You know, A.J. DeBonza could make some noise. All it takes is one or two guys in the NCAA tournament really getting hot at the right time. I want to see Brett Yormark give a press conference at the Final Four about how proud he is for the team or teams that have made it that far. That's the press conference I want to see. I'm not a gimmick person. I love basketball for basketball. If this brings in a new percentage of fans, DK, who say next year, I'm only Big 12 fan now because of that awesome court they had at the Big 12 tournament, that's job done. Good job, Brett Yormark. I mean, you did what you were trying to do. I'm not the target audience, obviously, and neither is T-Money. We want to see Arizona come out of this tournament healthy on their way into the NCAA tournament.
Bruce Pascoe wrote about this today in the Arizona Daily Star. He had quotes from a number of players. I'll read you a few more. Jalen Celestine, who plays for Cincinnati, said, when you're not playing in the game, you notice it, but once you get in the game, it's just basketball. We've all played on concrete, hardwood, tile. It's just basketball at the end of the day. That was Jalen Celestine. Baba Miller said, honestly, I thought it was going to be a little bit slippery, but the grip was pretty good. I think it's pretty cool. That was Baba Miller from Cincinnati who said that. So, again, just some differing opinions on that and how it plays. Who's this? You heard from Caden Powell, the 6'9" center from Baylor. He also said, I wasn't really dribbling the ball a lot or anything, so you heard that. That's what he heard. He said it gave a lot more than hardwood courts and softer jumping landing. I didn't really notice too much slip, but I thought it was cool. That was Caden Powell.
A.J. DeBonta didn't have a problem because he set an all-time record for the most points ever scored in a Big 12 tournament game with 40 in his first game.
Yes, he did. BYU has just 45, however, total.
What's up with these two games, DK? I mean,
8.5 minutes into this game.
8 minutes to go, it's
now.
40-45.
Yeah.
The first game ended, the other game ended, not other than the Arizona State blowout, 66-65 in overtime.
Yeah, BYU, though, hanging on. DeBonta has 20 of their 46 points. So BYU having to play the first 2 days. That was the big surprise, was them being on the lower half of that bracket. But clearly they've still got enough that they're going to get into the quarterfinal round.
I've seen some national talking heads complain that DeBonta wasn't Big 12 Player of the Year, and they're the 10 seed.
Yeah.
10 seed. 10 seed out of 16 teams. That's really tough. They just fell off quite a bit when Richie Saunders, got injured. But yeah, it's interesting. BYU is not the 10th best team in the Big 12.
No.
They're maybe the 3rd or 4th best team. Just kind of fell on some hard luck midway through the season.
All right, DK on the sports tip. We will let you hear from Jaden Bradley coming up in our final segment. That is straight ahead, what the captain and Big 12 Player of the Year had to say about winning that award. Cricket is getting you home every 20 minutes on the fives with your traffic and your weather.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, this is Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together. Collision at La Cañada and McGee and La Cañada reported crash there. We've got some slowdowns on the eastbound side of I-10 approaching and passing 6th Avenue. Westbound Ajo at Mission for backups to southbound I-19 frontage road at Irvington, also for slowing, and backups on westbound Broadway at Campbell Keno. For your weather, 54 the overnight low, 87 sunny tomorrow, and a 75 now. I'm Cricket with your Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic and Weather Together.
Big Jake here from Old Tucson. Enjoy Hollywood-style stunt shows, saloon shows, magic, shootouts, rides, games, fine food and drinks, and more. For more family fun than you can shake a stick at, head on out to Old Tucson, oldtucson.com.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion. Wendy's new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion is here. With a mint chocolate sauce, this treat was designed to be loved. Be sure to get the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion soon, because just like Girl Scout cookie season, it won't be here forever. Plus, don't forget to order your fave cookies on girlscoutcookies.org. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's and Girl Scouts of the USA.
Jane Dawson did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With the money she saved, she got herself a pricey bird feeder with an ultra-high-def camera. Should Jane have just bought a regular bird feeder? Yes. Is it hard for her to admire nature when the camera doubles as the bird's potty? Also, yes. But it's Jane's savings, and if she wants to spend her time watching the digestive habits of the white-breasted nuthatch, we say you go, girl. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Spring deals are popping up early at Lowe's. Right now, get 4 bags of Stay Green 2 cubic foot mulch for just $10. Plus, save $20 on an Ego 56-volt string trimmer, now just $199. Spring starts better when you save early. Don't miss out. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 3/18. Mulch offer excludes Hawaii. Selection varies by location. While supplies last.
It's a full court press this March at Casino del Sol and Casino of the Sun. Join our $1 million March media promotion for your shot at $1 million with your bracket picks. Or win $100,000 with a perfect prop card. Now through April 6th. Swipe your Club Soul card daily for a free drawing entry. Plus, every 200 slot and table points is an additional entry. Then join us April 6th for the grand finale drawing, only at Casino del Sol, an enterprise of the Pasquayaki tribe.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better, Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-9491. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-9491. That's 800-575-9491. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Oh my gosh, Ted, why are you digging up the yard?
I'm looking for that stupid pipe. The bathroom drain is still clogged.
Shouldn't we call Goodfellas AC and Plumbing? You know, the professionals.
I found the pipe.
Whatever clogs your drains, leave it to the professionals at Goodfellas AC and Plumbing. The choice your family can count on for quick, reliable plumbing service using Permaliner to fix pipes and drains without digging up the yard. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas. GoodfellasAC.com.
This is a Westwood One Sports Minute.
With Trey Hendrickson signing with the Baltimore Ravens after the team decided to bail on the Max Crosby trade with the Raiders, the team is still the odds-on favorite to win the AFC and just behind the Rams and the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. The difference between today and yesterday is they didn't have to give up 2 first-round picks to improve their team. And the other 31 teams upset with the Ravens, they'll still do business with Baltimore if it benefits their team. I'm Adam Abdallah.
Love college basketball? Gear up for another exciting season of college ball with a special offer from BetMGM. Sign in to your BetMGM account and enjoy a college basketball odds boost token to snag even more winnings on your next bet. It's easy. Just log into the BetMGM Sportsbook app, add any college basketball bet to your bet slip, and activate your odds boost token. If you win your bet with your token activated, you'll score extra winnings. It's that simple. 3 quick steps and you could be on your way to extra winnings if your next bet hits. Log in and enjoy our Odds Boost token to help you create another memorable season of college ball. Get off the bench, join the huddle, and head for the net with BetMGM all season long. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Must be 21 years of age or older. Arizona only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. See BetMGM.com for terms.
K on the Sports Tip. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Final segment of our show today, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll be with you at 8:30 tomorrow morning from Ready Wealth Management Arizona Game Day as the Wildcats will open up Big 12 Conference Tournament play against Cincinnati. If you were not, I'm sorry, against UCF. UCF, not Cincinnati. UCF beat Cincinnati to get this date with the Wildcats. Tip-off will be at noon. We'll have you from 8:30 to 11:30 tomorrow. So join us for that. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. 3 straight days of basketball, we hope. The first of what we would like to be 9 games that the Arizona Wildcats play on their way to a second national championship.
In case listeners are unaware, the reason why DK said Cincinnati is because Cincinnati did have a 10-point lead with 3 minutes to go in that game, and UCF went on an 8-0 run to close it and won in overtime.
They did. Don't forget, this Friday, we've got 2 sweet deals for you as well. One from Reforma Modern Mexican Mezcal and Tequila, and one for the Cochise Country Music Festival, which is down at the Forever Ranch in Benson, March 20th through the 22nd. The Reforma deal, that's a $50 gift certificate for just $25. Cochise Country Music Festival, you can get a 3-day general admission festival pass for $119.50, half the price off that. Normally $239. Both sweet deals go on sale this Friday, 8:30 a.m., wildcatsradio1290.com. Cochise Country Music Festival this year. Tracy Bird's going to be there. Mark Chestnut, Rodney Atkins, Chris Cagle, Little Texas. God bless Texas. Kelsey Hart, Emily Ann Roberts. Kids under 10 can get in free nonstop music for 3 straight days, 2 stages, dance floors, after parties. You can RV tent down there, all of it. So get in on that sweet deal and get that half-price 3-day festival pass while you can. And, of course, Reforma is one of the restaurants that anchors St. Philip's Plaza at River and Campbell. We'll be there Sunday for Selection Sunday. Tommy Lloyd's show at 2:05. We'll be on the air at 3. And then you can, after we're done, we can all have dinner at Reforma. Modern Mexican, using only the freshest local ingredients with Arizona's largest selection of mezcal and tequila, along with the creative list of margaritas and cocktails. If the Wildcats play 3 straight days and then we have Selection Sunday, I'm going to be ready for a mezcal come Sunday around 5 o'clock. You will find me at the bar in Reforma toasting the end of another long week. Trust me on that.
Don't drink the worm.
One. Yeah, trust me on that one right there. All right, Jaden Bradley talked to Big 12. Is it Big 12 TV? What do they call themselves? Is it Big? It's not Big 12 Network. It's like
this official
Big
show.
12
it's
TV.
Oh, I have it here. It's the Big 12 Today
Big
with
12
Ari
Today.
Temkin and James Westling.
Okay. He spoke to these 2 gentlemen. First, let's hear from Jaden on what he had to say about winning Big 12 Player of the Year.
It was kind of a crazy day. Just doing the normal stuff. It's actually on the way back from Lyft. One of my coaches put me to the side and told me, I was very honored, but, like you said, I was shocked. It's such a great conference. We got great players. And I feel like the award could have gone to anybody, but I'm just very thankful to, receive that award. Anything I do is not to get recognition, to get attention, or none of that. I just go out there and try to serve my guys, serve the team. I'm really happy we won the Big 12, but that's past us. I'm on to the next play, trying to win a Big 12 tournament championship. So that's where my mind's at.
Jaden Bradley in his conversation with Big 12 Today, Ari Temkin and James Westling. He also talked about a little bit about his 3 years here at the University of Arizona and what he has learned from head coach Tommy Lloyd.
I just feel like my confidence, just sticking with coach. He's very, hands-on with the stuff he's doing. When he can, he's down there working with us, putting in work. And I feel like just the details, like you said, I transferred in. I didn't start right away. I stuck with it, became a starter and a kind of a key piece. But just the details. I appreciate the details he's teaching us, like pickup, swivels, different passing techniques. It's like the little stuff that can take your game to the big jump in the next level.
Jaden Bradley also was asked who he kind of models his game after. He said he models it after Chris Paul.
People that grew up watching watched a lot of Chris Paul. Obviously, I play with his AAU organization. Just the stuff that he does, he can make his teammates better without scoring the basketball, putting guys in the right position. Obviously, his mid-range game, I kind of live in that space as well. But just his passing and all that stuff, I try to take bits and pieces from his game and kind of add my own spin on it.
Jaden Bradley, and this next cut we're going to give you is going to be your Casino del Sol replay for today.
The Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Jaden Bradley going back to the NCAA tournament for a fourth year in a row, third year with Arizona. He also went with Alabama. Jaden talked on Big 12 today about the mindset that he and his team have as this NCAA tournament approaches.
Personally, I haven't been past the Sweet 16. I know they had the first round exit a couple years ago, but we try not to look at that stuff, but it's there. People know it, the fans and all that stuff. But we're just coming in here one step at a time. Obviously, focus on the Big 12 tournament play, and then after that, kind of it's win or go home. So we want to take it game by game. Every game is important. Just go out there, take care of the ball, score, defend, and just keep game by game, getting the scouting reports, and try to get to the Final Four, Sweet 16. I mean, obviously it's a win or go home situation, so kind of trying to get out to a good start. There's no redo, so can't get out to a slow start. Definitely gotta have your defense on point. It's gonna win games even if you're not scoring. At the clip that you want to. So defense is gonna win games. Turning it over. You watch a lot of games. It comes down to turnovers, trying to beat the press breaks and free throws. So just all the little stuff you got to be aware of those.
Today's Casino del Sol replay is brought to you by Casino del Sol, home of award-winning dining, gaming, resorts, and golf.
Tom L. checks in on the text groove, and he says this. He says, I'm a bit concerned with Jaden Bradley. Yes, he contributed at Colorado in some statistical areas, but why does he disappear occasionally on the scoring line? We will need his scoring in the tournament. Thanks. That's Tom L. A bit concerned that Jaden sometimes doesn't score for this team, J-Dub.
To quote the great Tommy Lloyd, along the same thought process of Anthony Del Orso going through his slump, what did he say? He said, when we need Delly in a big game, he'll be there for us, right? Yeah. I mean, every time that Jaden Bradley this season has needed to put the ball in the basket from mid-range, just go look at the early Florida, UConn, all those games, he deferred until he took his man one-on-one off the dribble and found a way to score in mid-range. So I think what you're seeing is 4 freshmen on the roster. You're seeing Moteus Krivas coming off an injury where he didn't even play really at all last year. And, you're working in Tobe Awaka, whose offensive game has come along huge since he transferred here from Tennessee. So I love Jaden Bradley's approach, which is never forcing anything, but always finding the mismatches and taking what the defense gives you. And you know what? Jaden Bradley's on the scout, right? Right near the top of the scout. What the opponent coaches are doing defensively is making sure that Mo Krivas and Tobe Awaka and Koa Pete don't have 27 dunks, number one. And number two, don't let Jaden Bradley and Braden Burries get busy from mid-range, is number two. They'll give Arizona three-pointers. So a lot of times you'll see JB defer and not look to take his own shot simply because teams recently, the last month, have made a really concerted effort, DK, to try to take that mid-range. Just listen to Coach Young from BYU. The first game in Provo, they took away the rim, but Jaden Bradley and Braden Burries killed them from the mid-range. Second game, they took away the mid-range. So you have to kind of look at what the defense is doing. As long as Arizona's scoring efficiently, I don't care if Jaden Bradley has 0 points. Look at the decision-making, look where the shots are coming from, And look what the defense is doing versus the Wildcats. When Jaden Bradley needs to get 5 straight points in a one-possession game under a minute to go, he's proven 100% of the times this year that he's there for it. So I'm not worried about Jaden Bradley's offense at all.
All right, before we get out of here, Italy is leading Mexico 6-0, so things looking good for the United States to get to the quarterfinals of the World Baseball Classic. That's going to wrap up our show today. Thanks to Cricket. Thanks to J-Dub. My name is David Kelly. Again, we'll be with you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. for Meridian Wealth Management Arizona Game Day.
I'll bring the donuts that Kelvin will never eat, but I'll still bring them.
There you go. There you go. 8:30, our coverage begins, and noon will be tip-off. Arizona, UCF. That's our time for tonight. Thank you very much for your time. Sleep well. Basketball gets going in droves tomorrow. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
From the Cruz and Associates Personal Injury Attorneys Traffic Center, it's Wildcats Radio 1290 Traffic. Collisions reported Orange Grove and First Avenue and Orange Grove, Benson and Park Avenue and Benson Highway, also La Cañada and McGee clearing. A lot of slowdowns westbound Broadway Boulevard near Aviation Parkway and slowing on 22nd Street near Park Avenue. And that's your Wildcats Radio 1290 traffic.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion. Wendy's new Girl Scout Thin Mints Frosty Fusion is here. With a mint chocolate sauce, this treat was designed to be loved. Be sure to get the new Thin Mints Frosty Fusion soon, because just like Girl Scout cookie season, it won't be here forever. Plus, don't forget to order your fave cookies on girlscoutcookies.org. Limited time only at participating U.S. Wendy's and Girl Scouts of the USA.
If your yard is the talk of the neighborhood, make sure it's for all the right reasons. Call Dorado Rock and Materials. For landscape gravel to boulders and everything in between, Dorado Rock and Materials will make sure you and your yard are covered.
Psst. Hey, Gary, check it out.
What's he doing?
Don't bother me. Is he...
I think he is. William?
Don't bother me.
Are you daydreaming?
I was. Now I'm talking to you. You look like you were a million miles away. I've been reading this book. How to Be Happy While Still Being Grumpy?
By Frederick J. Fuzzypants?
I've learned I'm happiest when I know our customers get an early Alaskification. It's one of the best ways to catch trouble before it happens. And I've learned I'm happiest when we promise no breakdowns for a year.
What else? What else makes you happy?
That's it. Alaskifications make me happy.
Alaskifications make our customers happy.
Gary's right. Getting your AC ready for the Arizona heat is important.
It's the most thorough tune-up for the money in town.
And that's how we promise no breakdowns for an entire year.
William, what are you doing now?
I've never seen this before.
Is he?
I think he is. William, are you smiling? AlaskanAC.com. Schedule now.
For windows and doors that combine style, performance, and efficiency, come to the Window Depot. We carry a large selection of Milgard windows and patio doors, with many options in stock and available today. Choose from a variety of colors, styles, and energy-efficient designs that can help improve comfort while adding value to your home. From new builds to window replacements, our team can help you find the right Milgard products for your unique project. Visit thewindowdepot.com to find a location near you.
En garde! Ever wanted to try an Olympic sport but think you're too old, too out of shape, too busy, or that those sports are just too unsafe? Think again. Fencing is taking the nation by storm, and it's a safe, fun, engaging sport that's perfect for everyone. Any age, any skill level. Classes are safe, active, engaging, and community-driven. No experience needed, and most clubs offer loaner gear for beginners. Learn more and find beginner classes near you at usafencing.org/tryfencing.
Tobacco Barn presents the continuing saga of Captain Tobacco.
We now join our damsel in distress tied to the railroad tracks, a victim of high tobacco prices.
Help! Somebody save me!
Never fear, my dear. Captain Tobacco is here.
Captain, high prices are coming down the track.
You'll never stop my high prices. Pardon me while I untie this fair lady.
It's Tucson's only place to save up to 40% on all your favorite tobacco products.
There, you're free.
My hero.
Drats.
You'll pay no city or state sales tax because they're on the reservation, and save up to another $3 off with a coupon at tobaccobarntucson.com.
Now for you, high prices, I dare ya.
Hooray!
That's why I'm Captain Tobacco, finding high tobacco prices everywhere.
Captain, I could just kiss you.
Oh, no.
Oh, brother. Tobacco Bar, Nogales Highway, just south of Valencia. Check tobaccobarntucson.com.
Sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com.
Consistently beating industry benchmarks by over 25% isn't a fluke. It's Cumulus Digital. Smarter marketing with proof. We show you exactly who saw your ad. That kind of precision is why more than 4,000 businesses partner with us every month, whether they need one product or a full digital strategy. Visit cumulusdigital.com today because you're not average, and your marketing results shouldn't be either. That's cumulusdigital.com.
KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. The Wildcats Radio 1290 studios are brought to you by ICCU at ICCU.com. We are your home for Arizona athletics. This is Wildcats Radio 1290.
The day shuts down. The games light up. This is BetMGM Tonight on Westwood One Sports.
Hey, welcome on back to BetMGM Tonight here on Westwood One Sports. We bid adieu to Brad Evans, and that means now